Oh no, we're Doom Penguin. Gotta share the screen. Live chat. Go. Daring person. Daring. Go. Avens is first. Very nice.
Hello.
Hello. If I can turn you all the way up.
Oh, you want me to go louder?
Can chat here, Mr.GreenSuit. Turn the music down a bit.
How about now?
It should be good. Barely bit better. Okay.
There.
Somewhat quiet, but turn the music down a little bit more. Funky map. It's a star.
So I'll watch what you're doing on your stream instead of trying to follow along.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Hopefully I was able to turn up your volume. Yeah, so the stream will have like a very short delay, but if you just turn off the volume there and just listen to the chat.
I'll just listen to you.
Yeah.
I'll be slightly confused though.
Well, we can test to see what the delay is. I will proceed with an action right now.
It's like 3 seconds.
3 seconds? Okay. That's not so bad.
So let's talk about this map here.
Yeah, go for it.
Do you just pick this map? He had 2 and I picked one of the 2, right? It's not really a fog map. But the problem is everybody doesn't like playing standard in team games. Well, most people on in our game group, right? Yep. They want to play fog. So do you just pick the map? And then it's a standard map, so I just ran at fog, but it has problems.
It has a lot of forests.
I don't think it's a good map, even if it is standard, though. To be honest, because it jams up really quick.
Yeah, it is especially bad in fog. The middle looks like a nightmare to get to. Well, I guess you have your transport copter.
Yeah, the middle's funny. I don't understand how the creator of this map wanted people to run it, but I ran it like 2 triangles, right? Intersecting triangles.
Everyone's fighting a 1v2.
Yeah, but look at me. I'd get totally screwed in the first to act against Tordread here. Right? Like, he gets an infantry right off the bat. I get 1 infantry right off the bat. He acts first.
Oh, you're right.
And 2 members on their team get two units. And our team, the second team that goes, we don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they were meaning to balance that. It should be that you're one front you're behind and the other front you're ahead for everyone. But it looks like you are just behind on both fronts.
Yeah, I really don't understand what they wanted. I'm reading what ER says. ER, I went back and I looked at the stream, right? ER was insistent that the super weapons were perfectly fine and nothing was broken. I'm going to have to give you a hard disagree on that, ER.
The super weapons are very strong.
Indirect mega tanks that teleport
They
and can be built anywhere are not balanced.
The indirect splash is getting removed. That was a bug.
Well, I couldn't even shoot your tank with the
artillery would splash your other units, yeah. So that part's getting removed.
Okay, back on topic here.
Yeah, so this is...
so we go into it at a disadvantage.
Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed was the middle player, it's not supposed to be played in fog, but the middle player gets these two mountains, both middles, so Starflash and Rice, I suppose. We'll call them the middle. Here.
Okay.
Starflash is purple.
Yeah. Ricemuncher's over here. Starflash is over here.
Yeah, they get these two mountains. And it's really hard. No, the ones near the middle. It's really hard to assail their positions because not only do they get the mountains, they get two forests next to the mountains, see? So they can just put artillery in there.
And cover the mountains.
Yeah. And then if you look the approach, there's no forest for the other player on the approach there.
Yeah, so you're just walking into indirect fire.
You're just kind of... So they're like the kings of the game, I think, in position-wise.
Very defensive. Yeah.
So we go into this, and my plan is to go for the two smaller islands rather than middle right away. And I figured somebody was going to go for the comm tower like straight away.
Yeah. That's the single comm tower.
I don't know why that happens. I don't think it's that valuable, except for Sonya. Oh yeah, Sonya.
It just shows there's 4 Sonyas.
Because I put in tier 3, except I didn't put in tier 3. I put Sonya in, and I didn't put in tier 3.
Oh yeah, well that'll do it.
And she's everybody seemed to think Sonya was super valuable, but honestly, I just do not. In this situation, I do not think she's that valuable.
And she's not as valuable because you don't have the mixed units going on. You're all on your own, so you can't like send a recon over to help your buddy with the extra vision.
That's right. Well, the vision does come into play a little bit, but it's such a slog that she's not good because she doesn't guarantee like city kills.
Well, with no comm tower too, she doesn't even even guarantee road kills.
That's right, and this is some foreshadowing anyway. So let's continue here. I didn't look at exactly what Rice and the enemy team did in the replay, so this will be slightly new to me.
Yeah, we've got Tordread, Ricemuncher, and Maleous versus Jess, Mr.GreenSuit, Starflash. In fog. And yeah, the some players starting with extra infantry.
This isn't my element, by the way. I don't play fog. Quit having expectations of me, damn it.
You don't play fog, but you do play a lot of team games. You've got some teamwork going on. Interesting to not see. I would have thought that everyone would rush the airport first to get the transport copters. But they do like the cities next to the airport.
I think the map is designed in such a way that if you do that, you miss out on like money chains or something like that.
Oh, probably. Maleous got the first T-copter and got a boost out of it. I assume everyone's going to go with a transport copter opening. No. Ricemuncher going with a recon. Tordread goes transport copter.
I go transport copter.
Okay, so everyone but Starflash and Ricemuncher went with transport copter.
It was really
Starflash
weird.
Went with copter.
It's weird. I think he should have actually gone T-copter.
Okay, yeah, now Starflash is in a little bit of a...
So what's going to happen right here, if you pause, is Tordread is going to get that middle cities between us. There's nothing I can do about it. Yeah, because he's got first to act on me. No. Yeah, that one. because there's no way for me to stop that, really. He's got first act on me, and like, even if you look, I didn't know he had an artillery, but like, if you look, he'll have the artillery in there, and I'll just get grindered up.
Yeah.
And but what I didn't expect was Starflash was going to let him also get the city in the middle of them.
Oh.
Yeah. So that hurts.
Tordread with the extra income, huh?
Yeah. And we had a plan in the beginning. Our team had a plan. And it was to gang up on Ricemuncher.
Oh, okay.
Because Deegis was definitely getting attacked by Ricemuncher. That's how Ricemuncher is.
Yeah.
So we wanted to gang up on Ricemuncher, but the plans get changed. And I don't think for the better.
It definitely seems that Tordread would be the easier target to gang up on. Because of the layout that you were talking about before with the mountains and the forests that Ricemuncher has.
I think because of the turn orders. We wanted the double turn, like between Deegis and me, right side by side. So nobody could ever interrupt, you see?
Mm-hmm.
That was the plan anyway. So what happens is they start ganging up on Maleous, and they don't have a good turn order in that case. And it was just like an opportunity thing. Because Deegis, right now you can see it, Deegis is in position to shoot at Maleous with his recon and take the city, right?
Yeah. Down here. I don't think Ricemuncher's recons did anything. It's just kind of chilling out.
I don't know why he did that. He's probably just waiting to attack Deegis.
True. Build up the forces. Oh, Deegis goes for the middle first. It's very interesting that these islands, priorities, islands around Deegis ignored.
I think the small islands are really good because they're hard to take back.
Yeah.
Especially if you just get any artillery and you wanted to hold one of the cities or both of the cities, you could do it.
It's true.
There's no ports on the outside of the star, only on the inside.
So everything out here is a giant air battle.
Yeah.
Lots of ports on the inside.
I start building copters because I'm versus Tordread, and the last time we played a team game, I actually beat him. So I kind of had a feeling he was going to attack me. So I figured it was going to be me versus him. And I wanted to go a lot of air because I think I would have had a better advantage in air because I can't really go artillery because he'll just arrange me.
Yeah.
So I wanted to keep up the copter production. That was my plan anyway.
I mean, it's always a good plan too because copters are very flexible and they give you more unit count.
So right here, Starflash and D just start their 2-on-1 versus Maleous.
Yeah. A little dangerous to lead with this copter too. If Maleous had built this anti-air one turn sooner, then Starflash would be really, really sad.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that. I don't think it was worth it.
Ooh, but then Ricemuncher attacks Deegis.
Yeah, look, I'm jealous. Look, he kills the infantry with a Sonya without comm tower, with a recon and an infantry.
I know he rolled average, which is really hard to do as Sonya.
Isn't it less? It's tank infantry that's like, average.
That's true. I think you have to roll a little higher.
Recon is a little bit less.
You need the comm tower to go.
Okay, so I'm like, oh boy, he got that kill. And I've got a tank and an infantry looking at his city that he's trying to capture in the middle,
That's very foreboding.
It's not foreboding at all, is it?
It's every Sonya player has gone through this.
Look how quick Rice went for the comm tower.
Yeah, he didn't stop for the harbor. Because D just got to the middle first.
See, right here, when Deegis and Starflash are ganging up on Maleous here, I think they did enough damage, and if they'd have just pulled back, or if Starflash went and started attacking Tordread, at least don't let him get that middle city that's contested between you. I think that would have been better. And then we could have picked up the versus Ricemuncher plan, which would have been good.
Well, you tanked at 5.
I know. Look, I get the tank hit.
It hurts.
And then but at least he didn't have a tank to punish me.
That's true. Or even worse, like an artillery sitting on the city or something.
Yeah.
It just means you don't get to start capping this turn. It's fine.
Maleous is telling me somebody has colorblind problems with one of the colors. Let me check.
Could I change Amber Blaze or Yellow Comet to another country? Sure. I will change Amber Blaze. You just can be the Penguins. There we go. Also try and make everyone on the same team face the same way. How's that? Hopefully that's... The Penguin should stand out very nicely from Yellow Comet and Ricemuncher. There we go.
So I've got infantry on both the small islands. I start capping them.
Yeah.
I think is really good for me.
It's a 4K, free 4K.
Maleous does the same thing. It's so weird. Maleous and I do the same thing a lot. Very weird.
Ooh. This infantry just hung out in this forest rather than go for the harbor or go for this hit on this infantry over here. I do like the defensive posture that Maleous is taking.
I think he knows what's up.
Anti-air is definitely ready to strike a copter. Oh, but they can't get that one because this double forest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Starflash. Where? What's safe and what's not? Very nice. Yeah, very passive on the Tordread side.
I think he's planning on artillery rolling me. That was his plan. Like I said, I'd beaten him the game in the last 3v3. And I think he wanted a little bit of revenge.
Yeah, ever since Tordread had like a many games loss streak against Inkagark, he started adopting artillery into a lot of his play.
He's also Jake.
He is also Jake.
So he gets the hit off on me with the copter. But I had one of my copters in range, so that wasn't so bad. But what it is I'm going to have to start the fight versus Tordread soon, and I'm going to be taking little bits of damage from Rice.
I know you have nothing on this Tordread front. He could actually just walk forward right now. There's nothing you could do.
Shh! I'm strong everywhere. See the mountain infantry?
Very fierce. He's very timid. I guess Tordread's thinking, well, I got these contested center cities. Time to just huddle up. Although he could definitely look to see his allies getting attacked and then strike at you. He's just going to try and contest that little island.
But they did it wrong, I think. I think he just needed to have copter support to take that island.
Yeah, because the infantry is going to be able to finish and then interrupt. Ricemuncher's going to get the comm tower.
And so far, the 2-on-1 versus Starflash, versus Maleous with Starflash and Dj's, has not really been much of a 2-on-1. It's been mostly a Maleous avoiding Starflash and kind of pounding into the Aegis here.
Yeah, it's mostly Aegis versus Maleous, and then that's just a Starflash.
You got like a couple hits on copters, right? Or rather, on infantry.
This is looking kind of scary for Ricemuncher because there wasn't a copter or anything built to protect this other.
Yeah, meanwhile, I've got them chained because that was my plan versus Tordread.
Yeah, copter chain versus not copter chain is a scary situation. Ooh, okay, Aegis is definitely overextended. Anytime they can just build a tank from their base and then hit something.
At this point, I'm telling them, you guys are way, you're way overextended here. This is too early in the game to be into the factories, both factories.
Yeah, that is.
So he gets kind of stomped, and you see that anti-air that just went there?
Yep.
Okay, now you wouldn't think a pro player wouldn't see that, right? They must have seen that.
No.
They totally saw that because I saw that.
You might have seen it, yeah. But I can understand, especially in 4v4, it's not why
not checking any replays. No, a pro player would never not check replays, right?
But Starflash isn't a pro fog player. He's a pro standard player who's a fog dabbler.
If you see the 4 health infantry, I actually went back and I surmised that it was 4 HP and that D just could do the breakthrough there.
Nice.
Yeah, you actually have access to the channel where I posted all the stuff. You could see it if you wanted to. But yeah, look what he does. He parks his copter right next to it. And I'm just like, no, why?
Well, maybe it's a super bluff. Maybe a really hard bluff to pull off, though, because there's a recon right there watching stuff. But that's kind of the worst case scenario because the anti-air gets to stay in the forest when it takes out the copter, so it's not even getting vulnerable. I like the lander play, though.
I told them to go middle because they were failing hard in their tube. And I also said, later on, I said, if you wanted to gang up on him, you have to go for his smaller island, but they don't send the copter support. They just tried it with an infantry and a T-copter.
Oh no! You can kind of do it though. You can there's a tile to block.
Well, if you sent 2 waves, maybe, or if you had an artillery that would protect the landing.
Oh, it's interesting. Like this one over here. Oh, I guess you can put your T-copter right in this middle tile to cut the cities off from each other. Ricemuncher's like, time to retreat, build an anti-air. Sounds good. Anti-air and copter. That means you'll get really punished.
I have no intention of going farther. I'm surprised I got away with what I did. I knew 100% Tordread was coming for me.
Tordread has now officially defeated your entire northeastern flank. Single infantry.
Yeah, he gets the kill off the mountain. It's like non-Sonya things,
Yeah. He gets that. It's that plus 10% attack
from the plains.
Yeah. Living that Jake life. He really just needs one of his Sonya buddies to find a way to sneak one recon over to his side, and then.
You see that Ricemuncher infantry standing on the mountain? Now count near the middle. Count the number of tiles vision it will have if you had one of the powers in Sonya out.
One of the power of active.
The vision,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then if you have
7. Plus 1, right?
All of the forests there.
That's true. It sees all. Every single one. And like half the middle forests.
So what happened with the Sonya is I allowed Sonya into tier 4 and everybody thought she would be amazing. but I do not believe in this situation she is very amazing. Because the players are all split up, and it's a slugfest. Like, it's a lot of wall breaking. Like right there, he's flak. But like if you can imagine, having a wall not break and leave at 1 HP is awful.
I mean, that's a pretty good roll for it.
But I surmised that the infantry was 4, and I told Aegis he could kill it with his infantry, and then he could get a shot on the
anti-air.
Anti-air, yeah.
Very nice. There's 4 damage to it,
which he does. Except he's flak.
I think that might have been a high roll.
He takes a lot of damage in return, didn't you? Look, 3.
Well, yeah, but that's because Sonya anti-air.
There was no saving that copter that
Flash
parked there. I think if he played better with the copter, they actually might have been able to pull to really, get ahead of Maleous here.
I'm not sure what the copter would have. The copter, I guess, would have had to go harass this island or go into the middle instead.
So now I have to turn around and face Tordread with his slightly damaged army. And he's had both middle properties income, So he's ahead of me.
And it's very awkward because most of your infantry are down here.
He's got also first to act on me too.
Look. Hey, I like the mechs. Very nice to have the mechs just chilling out in these forests. But the copter does get saved. It lives at 2. And low health units are all good in fog. For scouting and blocking and all that stuff.
That anti-air does so much damage though. The damage to the tank and the damage to the copter, wow.
That's true. It's been a very useful one. And it's also kind of hard to kill right now. Because once the copter leaves, there'll be no more vision on it.
Now, during this whole thing, what happened was Ricemuncher stole a city, not a middle city, a direct city from Aegis, and had no reprisals or anything.
The guest commentator is Mr.GreenSuit, who's this player right here. Okay, Starflash, time to fall back. An anti-air. Yeah, I like the lander anti-air into the center. That makes a lot of sense. Because pretty much only copters.
Thank you. That was my reasoning. I told him to do it.
Only copters and infantry can really do it.
I also told them to take that if they want to gang up on Maleous further. Starflash had a lot of bloodlust to kill Maleous.
Oh,
I was calling them to stop because they were failing. I was saying, stop. And if you go back into the chat, it was a bunch of Starflash in capital letters. Go, kill! Don't stop!
Poor Maleous.
So I told him he should attack the city on the right that Maleous has. Sorry, not the city, the island.
Mm-hmm.
But he does it without the copter support. He does it with only the T-copter, which is doomed to fail. And look at this artillery wall that Tordread's building for me.
He's waiting. But when you use your power, you'll be able to see them. Because you're also Sonya. Did you guys communicate on your CO picks at all?
No, we don't usually do that, We just pick what we like.
You have made your way into the center. Fully aware of the copters coming to get you.
He can't see me. Yes, he can. He can see me off the mountain from his ally.
Yeah. Maleous is still getting some really good mech value.
Aegis and Starflash just get stomped versus the Maleous.
I'm surprised Maleous doesn't just kill this tank and then take this tank on tank from the city. That's okay.
I think he likes walls better. And he has a solid wall if he takes that line, the further back line.
Yeah. I guess he does have to keep being aware of the fact that Starflash might return.
They get totally beat up by Maleous, though. But the one thing they did do is they grabbed a couple properties and they slowed down his expansion. So that was at least nice.
And now Starflash is in the middle with this anti-air, completely ruining
the anti-air is
Tordread's day there. Because there are also quite a few properties here.
The middle's worth so much. If you control the middle, you'll win. Look how slowly Ricemuncher finally gets along to taking that bottom island.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, this is really...
That's slow.
This is really slow, but it's also looking very bad in the middle here.
So now Rice and Maleous are both ganging up on Djus.
Yeah, Djus is looking very dead.
I don't even know how that happened. He kind of just yeeted himself to death.
Yeah, I think it was just the overextension into the bases. The base range, they'll do that. And here Tordread's gonna... This is actually
coming in.
Good timing on Tordread's part. He's letting Ricemuncher attack here.
You see where my artillery is? I had the option of having that artillery in the city range, and I didn't do it. At first I did it, but then I was like, oh, I didn't know if Rice was going to come as well, right? So I wanted it just, to cover some more of the other city, just in case it got shot or something by Rice. But I really, really wish I put it up to Tordread, further up to Tordread.
Yeah, to lock your city down.
Yeah.
Because now he's going to have you in the awkward spot where he's got the city covered by artillery.
Look at how many more copters I have than Tordread, though.
So even at... That's 4-3.
Are we even? He's got first to act on me, too,
That's true, that's true. You've got 3 here. Yeah, so you're up a copter. But you're also Sonya, so if you get your Sonya super off with the copter fight.
Djus is here.
Hey Djus.
We were just talking about your magnificent strategy versus Maleous.
Oh no. Just on the attack. This is looking pretty good. As long as Maleous isn't able to interfere with this fight, then when the copter comes over here, should be able to pretty easily refute.
Well, right here, I want Starflash to send more stuff to Tordread, but he kind of keeps hanging out, doing nothing around Maleous' area, which I don't think is good. Not for me, anyway. So I get my recon in place, and I see the big ball, and I take a while and I plan this out.
Okay. I'm very sketchy about this infantry attack so far.
Yeah. Well, I plan this out, and I'm going to do a big attack because I'm gambling on him not having as many copters as I do. And then I go in for the infantry tank attack on a city, and I attack his copter. And
every time.
I was very jealous that I never made any of those rolls the whole game, but Ricemuncher can do it with a recon.
You could use this copter instead, I guess.
So now I'm in trouble anyway, because I wanted to be on top of that city, right?
Yeah. I guess with a copter.
Yeah. So now I'm just doing a half-assed attack, and I attack his T-copter. I guess it would have had a different target if things had ruled differently, but I figured it was worth it because he can't bring his infantry over to,
your island there.
Yeah, start capping that island because I know I'm screwed with this attack. As Tordread had more money, I figured he had more money than me, and he wasn't harassed by, he didn't have any losses by, Rice like I did with Rice. So he's stronger than me, and he's Jake, and he has 3 artillery.
The artillery not getting touched at all.
So I
rough.
wanted to burn the T-copter so that I could slow him down at least.
Usually, if you like dive in with an anti-air like this, I would definitely suggest buying another one immediately.
Well, I have so many coppers, so I didn't think I needed it, right?
Yeah. Ooh.
Maleous is a super.
Very awkward.
He just feels
Sonya versus Sonya fight down here. That hurts.
He just is dying really quick.
Yeah. But Starflash is in position to try and take more properties away from Maleous.
But he doesn't.
In retaliation.
I wish he wouldn't. I wish he would send over to Tordread. If he and I ganged up on Tordread right now, Tordread would be dead.
It's true. Tordread doesn't really have anything over here. But yeah. I mean, Starflash did have to also buy a lander and then send an anti-air into the middle to win the middle.
That's true. But, you know, Rice is kind of doing their middle as well.
Well, unfortunate that the copter died. But is it good?
I don't know. Just to delay it, I suppose.
Oh, Starflash uses a 2 health copter to delay the capture, on Deegis' harbor, which gives Deegis another 1k. He definitely needs it. Okay, so he does start diving in on Maleous here.
Yeah, but he doesn't actually accomplish much.
Losing this artillery sucks. Oh, I see. Ricemuncher also got a lander.
Yeah, they liked our AA middle.
Yeah,
because the air is the threat in the middle.
He's gonna get there just in time to save his comm tower.
And now I'm being attacked by Tordread, and now Rice starts prodding me.
Yeah, he's like, well, do you have any way of defending these properties? Yeah.
Yeah, this is trouble.
I imagine Tordread's going to get a lot of damage done here.
He does pretty well, yep.
The beatdown. I don't even know if this beatdown...
Look how much damage my anti-air did to that tank of his, though. It happened again. It gets a lot of value, that anti-air.
The Sonya counterattack damage. I'm not sure if this beatdown's really worth it. I guess it gives one of these artillery...
It's probably worth it. It also dulls another attack, because you know it's going to be like a mash.
That's true.
But he probably should have killed the copter before doing it.
Oh, true, because the copter's going to die.
Yeah, his turn order wasn't great for that.
I guess he gets to shoot your recon over there. Yeah. It's like a very restrained attack. He didn't really dive forward any more than like a single tile, making sure
he might have been afraid of artillery and stuff in the forests.
Yeah. Doesn't even go to kill your 1 HP tank.
So now what we have, because he doesn't know, because I'm Sonya, he didn't bother. I'm guessing he didn't bother checking. If for him it's a question mark, so it could have been 2 HP, you know.
Oh, true.
I'm at full charge, so he won't know like that way.
That's true. And Tordread doesn't watch replays in 1v1s, so I imagine he doesn't watch
that trick too. But he has his copters, and now I have my copters, and we have this big line of sight with each other where we're all going to be fighting in that area, copter on copter. It's safe for me because there's no anti-air that can reach.
Just very, very nicely retreating back, except for this tank to attack.
Right into the
infantry. Yeah. Okay. Well, that one should definitely have fallen back because I think it's artillery shots.
I don't know if he knew it was there. But I don't think it was worth the risk, though, for sure.
But But the falling back in general, it has to do a base skip.
He had a. Why did he do that? Because he had an attack on Maleous. Oh, because Maleous is power up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr.GreenSuit, you are ready to defend your islands.
Yeah, I take out the T-Copter because I don't want reinforcements.
Fall back.
This is like great. I have to fight Tordread and Rice at the same time. Like, I need that copter. I need both those copters, and I have to send them to go stop Tordread. Or not Tordread, Rice.
This gets kind of awkward. You almost need to, like...
Now, I make my move.
Like a missile would be good.
I made my move there, and then I realized immediately after I did it, oh crap, they're going to give Ricemuncher enough to pop his power, and he will, and now Tordread will see everything I have hidden in the forests.
It's true.
And then he's just gonna roll me. And as soon as I did my turn, I realized it, and I was like, oh no.
Well, I guess he can't really do that much to you. He doesn't have his super, so like his tanks can't really reach you.
And there goes the T-Copter that Starflash sent to try to take the island alone.
Yeah, Maleous.
The exact same thing
much like
Rice
you did, yeah.
Rice did the same thing to me and happened to him.
Okay, so this attack that Starflash does spare Deegis of a lot of...
It does, I suppose.
Here. What an awful roll.
But at this point, I'm begging Starflash to come assist me because I'm going to be screwed.
So does Ricemuncher use the super here? Kill off this copter. Probably hitting the... Well, I guess it's kind of iffy if you want to attack this anti-air. Sonya versus Sonya being what it is.
Yeah, and Sonya anti-airs will shoot each other back for a lot of damage.
No super.
Rice just backs off. The bluff worked because I pulled back from Tordread, so I guess Rice figured I was going after him.
A very awkward.
And then he does the super, and then
get the vision at the end of turn.
That. Yeah, he should have done that, and he would have known not to pull back.
And he's like, "All right, charge in."
And now Tordread can see everything that I have in the forests, and it's gonna suck.
And this is why Sonya is really good in the team fog games, is because her powers work for your allies.
Jake is just slapping me up silly, you know?
Yeah, well, you don't want to have only Sonyas. You usually want like one Sonya.
And look, he gangs up on my T-Copter.
I know.
Holy.
He knows the real threat. He attacks you a little bit over here. It's mostly just some infantry and the artillery that's tagged.
It's pretty devastating because I don't have much left already.
That is true.
Like, I'm rivaling Deegis in the value right now.
Oh no. Starflash is doing very well value-wise, but income-wise, Starflash is actually...
Starflash is pretty much untouched.
Only 15k income. The only one lower is Maleous.
Yeah, and I'd sent him middle to take stuff in the middle, and he just didn't materialize, you know? I don't know why. He had some opportunities to take that port, the one that's across from his port where the transport is, and he didn't go for the cap on it.
Yeah, he's going for the comm tower instead, which I can definitely understand. Counter break from you. So you do have the problem of your Sonya, and you have to fight against these artillery, and they don't care about your counter breaks.
Yeah, well, Sonya's not that great.
Get to dive in. Your copters are really nice, though. Yeah,
it's a shame I had to send them back for Rice, because then I could have done a lot better versus Tordread if I didn't have to also fight off Rice.
For the hit on this artillery, trying to save your tank.
Yeah, and I guess counter-brag up as well. I knew he had one anti-air, but I didn't think he was going to kill all the coppers because I have, 2 of them out there.
Yeah. The reinforcing anti-air is going to make you really sad. Okay, so Maleous is getting the city free. Which I guess D just can try and stop it with his copter. And D just has definitely fought back Ricemuncher. I'm surprised Maleous' income is so low. I guess it's just because missing out on the middle.
They slowed him down in the beginning. Yeah. They slowed him down big.
These contested ones. He's got these islands, which is saving him.
I think if Starflash opened Transport Copter and went for the one island and fought Maleous over it, it would have been massive. Because Maleous would have been very starved out. He wouldn't have had much at all.
Ooh, the Starflash reinforcements have shown up against.
I was begging him to come, and the plan was to leave D just to die.
Just leave him to die.
Yes, I admit it.
Wow.
I said it right in front of D just too. I said just focus on surviving, D. But if Starflash comes in, you see, Tordread is so extended into my area. I mean, you can see what's going to happen here, right?
Yeah.
Tordread's going to get smashed.
Pincer strike. I like the tank drop off in the center to deal with the anti-air. Okay, Ricemuncher defends his comm tower. Unfortunately, this tank
is precious.
Can't actually.
And they kill my T-copter I was using as a blocker. Do you see what I did there? I put the infantry on the port just so that he could not bring in another load. Rather than going for the capture, I put the infantry on the port so he could not bring in another load to the middle because it was very important.
I'll have to move it down south to the port he owns. There's always a
he puts his artillery, so I can't do that again.
He just is kind of alive.
Comm tower only benefits the player who has it.
Yeah, it's not for the whole team. Ooh. Copter high rolled, I think, there. Keeping itself alive against the anti-air.
He gets his power again and uses it on me. This is what I'm saying. Sonya is not that great. Especially versus a Jade. The artillery is so good.
Yeah, well, you don't have any, you don't have much flexibility that you can exploit with vision.
That's the problem with Sonya. There's always going to be some kind of counter unit that will avoid her little counter break. You're not just going to get some dummy who rolls their tank in and shoots your tank when your super's up. They're going to use a copter first. They're going to use a medium tank first. They're going to use an artillery first. I don't think she's that great.
Yeah. Fighting wise, she's not the best. It's really just the information game that she has the advantage in. Barbaric blow. Okay. Unfortunately, since actually got a high roll on the 2 health tank. Ooh, one shots the infantry on the city.
That's nice because he just doesn't have to have the copter finish it the next turn.
Yeah. I mean, this was actually a decent black turn there.
He just is fighting back. Yep. Starting to damage.
He's not getting the high rolls on the infantry versus tanks.
Value, the player who's getting the most thwacked is me.
He's Mr.GreenSuit. Yeah, wow, Tordread.
Tordread just poured everything. Waited, built up, and then poured everything in while I was busy.
Yeah,
I actually have most income though. besides
Yeah.
Ricemuncher.
The double islands. Because Tordread kind of neglected the islands and the middle, so.
And
His
Tordread is
income-
not getting away free. He's getting some pain too, which is good. I got caught by the Sonya Super from Rice.
Yeah.
Totally foiled my position.
Artillery are kind of.
But I have a very good defensive spot, and he's way overextended, and Rice is coming in. Or not Rice, Starflash is coming in.
It's true.
He should have really pulled back.
Yeah, and his artillery investment's going to start biting him because they're only going to be good.
They're slower now.
Yeah, they're slower and
pull everything back.
they need these shields, but you use your reinforcements to keep the shields up. When Starflash comes in here, it'll cut off the reinforcements, so you can't actually stay here with these artillery.
If I was him, I'd just cap the city and pull as much back as I possibly could.
Maleous attack down here, though. Or Deejus. Starflash is able to, because Deejus killed the image. Ooh. Alright, Starflash is getting some nice hits. That is sadly in artillery range, but it's okay. Yeah, it's very awkward that Starflash can't capture this city without stopping himself from unloading into the center.
He had an opportunity on one of the turns to position where he could have, but he didn't do it. I told him to do it, and he kind of ignored me.
Yeah. Running away from Maleous, charging straight into Tordread. Tordread really can't stop this. This battlecopter makes it to this island, the transport copter will be able to take it pretty easily. Whoa, the Ricemuncher battleship.
Yeah, we noticed that, and oh my god, we were like, what the hell?
I mean, it can circle this entire center.
It ends up being way better than we thought it was going to be.
It does. It's already like really scary against Deejus. But yeah, with all these harbors here, it actually has a kind of flexible route, and it also controls the center, so I can understand it. It's a huge hit to the unit count to build it, though. You just can combine tanks to get a sub. Build the sub here. The only problem is that the sub would get shot on build.
I actually try to go for a bomber to counter it, but actually taking a bomber to the middle is very hard because of all the forests, so you don't know what's going to
Yeah, and the anti-airs have been placed down. Tordread just stands his ground against you.
He really shouldn't have. If he'd have pulled back, he'd have been all right. But right now, he's gonna get punished.
You can kind of see already, like, all of these guys that had been blocking the artillery are kind of open to being hit, and then there's just nothing to save these. Okay, Deejus is down to 11 units.
Look how long though. He finally starts capturing a city on that island, Tordread. Yeah. So he finally did it. That was so long ago, like in turns wise. He even had to build another transport copter, Tordread.
Deejus is down to 11 units. Kill off the anti-air, which is nice.
And Flak likes his unit count too.
Yeah, Lexios really need them for the opportunities. Oh no!
2 of his units are in the middle. I don't think that was worth it.
Yeah. I think the problem here is that it's kind of having to extend out to hit Maleous. Yes, but it's so hard to just like pull back and shelter.
Yeah, you don't know what the right move is.
Okay, here Tordread's losing these attacking forces, and they're not being covered by the artillery anymore. I'm not quite sure why you're moving up with your low health units here.
He doesn't know how healthy they are. I'm Sonya.
I see.
But he should know about the tank, though, because it doesn't attack anything.
Yeah.
Although it might have got trapped there, quote unquote.
Oh, that's true.
So I might have faked it.
Your Maleous would counter break while charging into Degis's area.
But either way, if he stays there and kills them, that's good for me, because, you know, Starflash is going to murder all of that. It's going to be way out of position.
That is true. I'm not even sure what Degis can build at this point to stay alive.
I recommended he goes mechs early. I think he should have went mechs and more copters and saved for like mega tanks and things like that, just to
yeah.
And if he gets the mechs, he can put them on the mountains that are there, and that's actually a good pocket there.
It is true.
I don't think he does it though.
Starflash counter break. Yeah, Tordread's gonna lose. His copters. No, he still isn't too far back. Ooh. It was very, very unlikely that Starflash would get that kill on the tank. But it would have been impressive because it's no comm tower, so just a plus 10% attack, which is like a 1/3 chance for normal COs.
It might
for
not
Sonya,
be good for him though, because it'll heal to 3, so it'll cost him a bit of money, and a 3 HP tank in this situation is not going to be.
That's true. You can't really do anything on the counter.
Yeah, it's just going to die with more money price tag on it.
That's true. Yeah, now Tordread is definitely in trouble, and there's multiple anti-airs ready for those copters. I expect that Ricemuncher is going to be able to win the center with that battleship.
Yeah. And Starflash could have sent a little bit more to the middle, like infantry-wise. I don't know why. He should have had more showing up there. Not the heavy vehicles, but infantry. I think we had more infantry in the middle. We could have taken more before and even overwhelmed the battleship, you know?
Yeah, I'm surprised that Tordread's going for some of these attacks. Like, 4 health anti-air isn't going to do very well against counter break copter. And I can see
I don't know why he did that either.
This anti-air can see this copter.
Now he wants to pull back.
Yeah.
Too late. It's too late.
It's too late. We really only got 1 city off of you, though. I guess it's because he already had the contested city.
Fought for the cities. I kept Rice off of that city. He's trying to take another one now from me, 2 of them. I fought and kept them off. I felt like I did my job, at least.
Brute force. He's just holding on. He's actually gone up in unit count. Wait, is this going to be a brute force that doesn't attack?
It might be, yeah.
Just for the stats? There was a single attack.
I don't think I would have done that, though. He could have saved infantry on mountains and used it later.
I guess there's also the thing of just make yourself seem like you're not worth attacking. And hopefully the other guys will go away.
I don't think they're going away. I think they know it's going to be, we're trading Degis for Tordread. That's what we're doing. I knew that was going to happen. Starflash didn't have any faith, but I knew it. I knew it. He was done.
Okay. Maleous is going in for the killing blow on poor Degis here. Even built a medium tank, probably anticipating the medium tank build from Dj's to try and hold on.
Maleous didn't even care that his brute force was up.
Yeah, did he get any?
He didn't even take chip damage. Well, he took chip damage, but he didn't.
Yeah, the
He might actually not have. It was flak. I don't think
only one thing to counterattack.
I don't think using it on the defense is that great. You just have to have really important objectives.
Okay.
Like if he had it for this turn instead, it would have been a lot better.
That's true. Yeah, Starflash has a lot of good attacks set up here.
He's just going to get rolled, and
why
Starflash isn't even going to take any damage, really.
I don't understand why this 2 health copter got hit. Is it just to open up a hit on this artillery, I guess?
I think this is one I moved plannered out for him.
Oh, and it's going to be copter versus copter.
Yeah,
hit?
and then you get, I moved plannered this one for him.
You playing your teammates' turns?
Well, he wasn't even looking at the replay. He didn't listen anyway half the time, so. I did, though. I pasted a few moves for them.
Yeah, Tordread's looking very dead. Especially because the artillery are going to be able to lock down bases.
Yep.
The battleship is holding the center.
You want me to show it to you?
Show it to me. What you were posting.
Yeah.
Sure. I can show it on stream. This sounds like Mr.GreenSuit's playing a mixed base map with more steps. Oh no. That can happen in team games. I don't think Mr.GreenSuit is probably controlling it that much, but yeah, sometimes one player will just like.
There's no rule against it.
There is no rule against it.
Anyway, I posted the timestamp for that.
Rock trying to hold on. Isn't able to bust through to the artillery, which is really what's gonna hurt him. He's ready to go for your little island city.
I'm not having it. And Rice, the opportunist, goes for my city.
This is the image that you shared the Starflash.
Yeah. How close is it to what actually happened?
I think that's pretty much exactly right. Yeah. It was well executed. He's trying to hold on. Doesn't have the money for a medium tank, so I imagine double mech, just mech tank. The mech tank works too.
For Dj's, he should have been building mechs and saving for a mega tank.
That's true.
Dj's should just buy time for us. The longer they're trying to kill him, the more chances we have to win. If Dj's held out longer than Tordread, we win.
I don't think you should attack his medium tank.
And then we block in his production with air.
Yeah.
You just can't see it because it's part of Starflash turn. We planned that one out together too.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. I don't think you should attack with this copter.
I think I had a chance of doing damage and I just didn't do any damage. I was trying to do damage because what I said about the mega tank, I absolutely didn't want Tordread to get the funds to build a mega tank. If he had a mega tank sitting on his HQ, there's no way we would have been able to deal with it with what we had in a timely fashion, right? Yeah. So I wanted to do as much damage as possible. I didn't do any damage to it, but I think I prompted Starflash to hit it, and he would have for sure. I don't think he does though. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Well, you might not even. I mean, you're Sonya, so who knows if you even did chip damage?
Well, it's still a copter.
Yeah, it was 6. And boom, they're locked in.
Gets to go with the recon. He doesn't shoot it. He shoots the infantry instead. It's such a mistake.
Guaranteed value. Well, you know, it's the same mentality.
He should have attacked the damn medium tank. Doesn't matter though.
Yeah, Tordread is super dead.
Yeah, he got mopped up. I told you. If he just held out longer, we would have definitely won.
Okay, at this point, I imagine things are going to start slowing down. Need some medium tank spam to try and stay alive.
Well, the big problem with this map, once the 2 players that are in between all the other players are dead, it becomes a deadlock.
Yeah, there's not much you can do.
That's right.
To break through these choke points. I guess Ricemuncher's got a battleship to help with that. You go straight for the bomber to try and stop the battleship. Here, Dj's is...
I did go for the bomber there.
I mean, Dj's is holding on a little bit.
He's trying, yeah.
If only...
I don't know why he builds tanks, so he should just build mechs.
If only it was like...
Let's build mechs, don't build tanks. They're not going anywhere.
Age of Empires, and you could just send them money.
Send a trebuchet?
Do they send money to your allies?
Oh, food, please.
Or like in Warcraft 3, too. Okay, Ricemuncher is definitely winning the center. Although he only has one anti-air.
Battleship does so much work in the center. I think it always has a target.
Starts moving towards you now.
He did take that city from me too, the opportunist.
The opportunist. Like it. That's definitely what he should do.
And Tordread deletes his infantry to put his medium tank on the HQ.
Smart. She gets to join, gets to kill off a copter. He's almost able to actually hold this. Mech tank. If he could, he doesn't have enough income anymore. But if he could get a medium tank at this point,
he should have been building mechs to save up for. And if he just got an artillery on his HQ, that would have done a world of good too, because it could have just been blasting stuff.
It would have been awkward though, because there's 2 points for the copters to harass him.
He doesn't have much copters there.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, but they would almost be guaranteed kills if you had an anti-air around anywhere.
Yeah, so you don't have anywhere to move stuff to, like, move the artillery off. Medium tank showing up is really bad news. Okay, Maleous is now moving towards Starflash. Maleous has 22k income.
Right here
is 23.
I tell Starflash to attack Maleous like immediately. Just go in, because they have most of their. I think they have most of their stuff invested in killing Dj's, and I want Maleous to just go in and attack Maleous now. Like, now's the time.
I think Maleous was prepared,
and he doesn't. He just walls up.
Yeah, Maleous was definitely prepared. You got double mechs.
He was
anti-airs.
He could have moved his artillery line forward a bit more and walled a bit more to at least threaten.
Yeah.
right?
I think it looks like Ricemuncher's investing in fighting Djus. He kind of has like nothing here.
He doesn't anymore. He's investing in me. And look, he's got a medium tank and everything.
He's ready to fight.
He's fighting me. And I still, I've just barely recovered. I bite his hand real good. You'll see though.
Ooh, you guys both have bombers. I like what Starflash did here, where the copters are weak to the anti-air, but the
air wall, the air wall blocking his factories was so good for finishing Tordread off first. If he'd have been able to get units out into the forests or whatever, it would have been harder. The blocking air wall was so good.
If what Tordread wouldn't give for the ability to just swap 2 units.
Yeah, if he had a mega tank too, it would have been so bad. And those copters are all running out of ammo and everything up there.
Ooh, he just gets a medium tank.
Yeah, Steeler, we sacrificed the non-Sonias. Everybody actually makes that reference in our group chat.
Medium tank is bopped by the bomber.
I go
in. You have your super
right.
up. Oh, that's very good.
I go in and I bite him real good.
Yeah. What's really good about the Sonya super is now if an anti-air tries to hit the bomber hits it first.
That's right.
Something that people will very quickly learn is very strong.
I've been keeping that bomber a secret. He didn't know about it. And now that I've shown the bomber, I know he's going to build a fighter.
Yeah. Okay. Sadly here, Djus is going to have his base occupied. If only he had enough money to also get an infantry.
He just needs to hold out. The longer the better.
At this point, it doesn't really matter if he lives or dies, because he's already lost almost all of his properties. Tordread loses his HQ.
As long as he holds the attacking force there for longer, that would be good.
If you guys manage to take Tordread's HQ, then you get like all of his island properties.
Well, I don't think we do that. And anybody would just resign. I really wanted Starflash to start his attack, and he doesn't do it. What was he afraid of?
I don't know. I'm kind of on Starflash's side here. I think Maleous is ready for that.
I think he should have walled up better, closer, and started leveraging the one city there next to the island.
There's the fighter.
But you also have perfect information, and
that's true.
I thought he had a lot either dead or tied up in the Djus War. Look at the amount of money that Starflash has, man. He's got way more funds than Maleous.
In unit value, yeah, but he also he's also got a lot of stuff up fighting Tordread.
Non-combatant, like the one transport.
But he's got more invested up here at Tordread.
Do you think so? I think right now the enemy team has more invested.
Like 4. They are injured, but there's 4 copters up here.
Well, he's got 2, and he's got the half a medium tank and
double artillery.
It's about even, isn't it?
Maybe. And there's the lander over here.
He's got some stuff to help me against Rice, but I got Rice real good, so he pulled back. And now I start pushing his city.
The rockets start coming out to stall.
Well, because we're not dumb. We know exactly what's going to happen. It's going to become a 4-tile wall.
Poor Djus, he only is.
Djus makes a mistake. The next turn, or one of the turns.
He was almost able to clear his other base, which would have been huge.
I think
Didn't quite get the roll.
Rice gets the shot off on the tank with his artillery.
Yeah. It's the medium tank that just won't die.
Their helicopters are all running out of ammo and everything.
So many indirects.
Now,
He just has a single medium tank.
Mistake here.
It doesn't die from the...
He makes a mistake here.
He just does?
Yes.
You can't make a mistake. You only have a single medium tank.
He does.
Oh no, he deleted it.
He attacked with it. Yeah, he deleted it.
Deleted it.
He says in the chat he didn't realize. I know what happened. He thought he was going to build something, but he routed himself.
I did this in a test game actually, to like sacrifice a recon to get a power and then build on a base. But it was my only unit.
He said in our group chat that he went down fighting, but I knew exactly what he did was he deleted it. Right?
Yeah.
And he didn't realize. But he should have just not done anything because it would have occupied one of their artillery or anything to help us out for one more turn, you know?
Yeah. It would have taken a single artillery shot. I understand what happened though.
Dude just
you don't really think about
4-1 out for Dj's.
4 Dj's.
And now they get to move that artillery that would have stayed back up to the Maleous line here.
Ooh. Starflash loses a copter here. The center is looking very there.
Sonia's will have purified the world very shortly. And once you've purified the world, of course, what you do is you turn on your own. It's so sad.
Sonia versus Sonia.
You can never be pure enough. You can never be pure enough.
Immediate bomber buy. Is it just going to be like bombers and fighters oh my?
Well, because we've absorbed the other players, now that we have a lot more money to play with.
Just transport copter.
And Starflash pulls back. And I'm like, no, leverage the base. Get your artillery up. Start shooting his infantry that try to stop the cap. That's what I wanted him to do anyway. Either that or send a bunch of stuff middle. But what he's doing is he's just building up a big wall, and it's not going to work versus Maleous because that's what Maleous does.
So income wise,
oh, we missed the thing in the middle there. See the middle anti-air of Starflash?
Mm-hmm.
I had formulated a plan for that anti-air to protect something that I did. I think I sent a copter to stop some captures because I knew that Ricemuncher had that fighter, and I wanted the anti-air to catch the fighter, to be in a position to catch the fighter. But he moves it away to attack something low value, and I just get totally left in the lurch, and his fighter just comes and blows up one of my copters.
Oh, I thought that anti-air just got dropped off by the land.
No, he's moved it around.
I'm surprised there's only one fighter.
Well, we just right now is when we got rich, and everybody's been repairing, right?
That's true. Oh, Starflash sees the Neo tank.
He builds his bomber up on the Tordread airport. I'm guessing to assert dominance, but it would have been much better to build it at your own airport.
It is in an awkward spot because the fighter is kind of across from it.
I don't know why he put it up there.
Go, Starflash builds a fighter. Okay. The battleship gets another shot.
And he gets a nice little transport blocker for the battleship. You can see how hard it would be to kill that battleship with bomber.
It's true. It's very well protected.
It's very hard. I think you just have to avoid it and maybe build your own, or build your own battleship or something like that.
Even a sub is going to be
I'm going to take that city from Rice. Mark my words.
Yeah, he doesn't have a rocket in the woods to stop you. This is going to start stalling out pretty quick.
This is the problem with the map. We kind of agreed the map is not very good.
Well, Maleous and Rice are doing a really good job in the center. Yeah, Maleous is just trying to bait Starflash to overextend here.
The turns I was calling for him to attack, that's the turns, if you were gonna, we should have gone. We had to have done something. Just stalling out is benefiting them because they're taking the middle, because they have the battleship support. And Starflash had been having morale failures this entire time. He had no faith in the killing Tordread. He wanted to surrender when he just was going to die. And I kept pushing us on and pushing us on.
Morale is a big deal in these.
He had a lot of morale failures.
It happens. I see that Ricemuncher has gone for another battleship. Makes sense. Although this one, it's a little bit in a dangerous spot.
Look at this mighty attack.
Yeah, you're going to get that city.
This city is mine.
Well, you have a time limit because the rocket's almost in position to save it. Although, as Sonya, I guess you can always spot the rocket.
That rocket is no match for me. I will force my way through everything to attack it.
Maleous is going to use super here. He knows about the fighter. The bomber still charges for it. I guess he'll be okay. You know, there's only one anti-air covering all this, so
the fight waited so long that all of the stuff they used to kill Djis had made it back to Maleous, and that's when he had started attacking.
Yeah, targeting down the anti-air is very good, because that was the only anti-air for this entire army. Starflash has a fighter to hit this bomber, so very good Starflash there. Actually got double bomber. And manages to tag the fighter for Ricemuncher. So air-wise, Starflash is looking very good.
If you froze frame right here, the enemy has more income, but we have collectively better unit value.
Yeah. Wow, they're up 5k on you.
It's the middle priorities.
It's the middle, yeah.
Starflash had the transport, so it was entirely up to him to hold as much of the middle.
That's putting a lot on him.
I know. Kill Tordread, save Djis, control the middle, kill Maleous. Why couldn't you do all those simple things? Rice just doesn't want to let me have that city.
Yeah, it's starting to turn into a poison city for him. He's just going to lose too much trying to save it. Ooh, the enhanced vision. Fancy plays.
Yes, I did that one.
Stand on the mountain.
City will be mine no matter what. Yeah, I just used the transport cover to shift him over. And I go in.
The fighter force being very strong.
Bloodlust.
Wow, the copter survived that fighter storm.
Stupid
that's just
Sonya.
Sonya luck.
T-copter. And there it is.
Okay, that's looking very bad for
I think
he has a lot of anti-air. So.
I think I asked Starflash to get a shot on one of his artilleries or something with his anti-air. But do you see what happens? I fought Rice's something over the water there, and I put my copter to spy on his bases. And he does something suspicious, and there was only one conclusion. to why he would do that. Because he could have attacked my fighter with his fighter, but instead he shoots the copter. And you'll see why.
He's trying to hide something. This is where Maleous is going to start feeling very awkward because he doesn't have any anti-air capabilities.
Maleous actually starts beating up Starflash, and it should have been the other way around.
Is he beating up Starflash?
Well, yeah, actually, because if you go back to the unit value, he's even on unit value. Our team was ahead.
Yeah, but it's the end of Maleous's turn.
True.
Most of those guys are just infantry.
He's kind of beating him up, though. I think he's losing the position.
Did get a nice hit on the rocket. The bomber gets to kill the medium tank.
And I think he has a morale failure and he pulls back.
You see that, like now Starflash is up 50k without buying yet over Maleous.
And I told him to park his artillery looking at the battleship because the battleship's going to get a shot anyway, right? And his artillery was almost out of fuel, so might as well.
I don't understand why Ricemuncher bought this tank.
That's right, Havats. I burned out Starflash.
Ricemuncher holding on. Surprised he didn't use the fighter to hit your bomber.
Use the AA, yeah. He uses the fighter to shoot my copter.
That's a weird way to hit it. Oh, I see.
Does that, yeah. It was very suspicious the way he did it too. He didn't want to be in the minimum range.
Yeah, that was that's the weird part.
I had a very strong feeling it was a missile. But I took it anyway. I took the attack.
You should still have attacked from here. You can always just move the missile and have the anti-air hit your fighter instead. It's very sus to attack from that side. Yeah, he gets you there. Look, that's just Sonya things right there. You got your first. Yeah. You had first strike. I
rolled low really badly.
Your first strike, 5-6 trade.
Yeah.
Attack the battleship. Rockets.
I think I had a chance to do. I think I had a chance to do 10%, and I did do it. And I shoot the rocket. I told you I'd smash through that and hit that.
Yeah, you got the city. Got the rocket. Fighter comes on in. I think the missile. I think missiles probably would have been pretty good on this map.
My position is really weak here now. I should not. It was cheeky, but I don't think I should have sent the T-copter and mech to the middle. And I don't think I should have sent the 2 HP bomber there either. I think I should have used them as another blocking wall.
Oh, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
It's very awkward to send your 2 HP bomber next to a healing anti-air.
Well, I knew it wasn't very high. And I wanted to protect the fighter, I think. Because I'd rather he shot the T-copter or the... Like, if you look at it, I don't think he can reach the fighter.
Yeah. And now Maleous is getting some more anti-airs, which is very good. That was hurting him. Ooh. Look at the value on this 1 HP artillery. Thanks to the bomber hit. Guys, chipped the damage off of the battleship.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I asked Starflash to fill in the wall for me, but it still would have been better to have the bomber do something else and have another slot filled.
Counter break. Maleous doesn't.
I think he filled the wall in a little bit incorrect too. He didn't do it the way I wanted him to.
Starflash is handling this pretty well. It's a lot of pressure to hit this bomber.
I know. I think we could have won.
Battleship, bam.
And Ricemuncher gets a really good attack on me here.
Yeah. Gets to hit the rockets.
He one-shots it too.
Ooh, he one-shotted the rocket. It is on the road.
And because it wasn't filled in by the anti-air like I wanted, he could just...
He's also got the comm tower. So.
Yeah. If he didn't get to the rockets, I would have had a decent position still. Because his power wouldn't have mattered so much, because I could have just shoot with rockets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now this is the really awkward part with indirects, where it's like, the rocket has targets, but if it fires, it's so exposed, so it has to run away instead.
I have to pull back, which causes Starflash to have yet another morale failure. We actually weren't doing too bad though. I think we could have pulled it off.
I like double sending the fighters to the middle here.
I was trying to send them over to alleviate Starflash.
I guess Maleous only has a
Maleous, you
fighter.
mopped the floor with Aegis.
So very smartly here, it looks like Maleous is avoiding building copters. Oh no, never mind. Building the copters down here.
That seems like a mistake. I guess he was going to send them against me.
Yeah, it's only a mistake because what happens is with the Sonya fights is they build bombers and then everyone builds fighters to deal with the bombers. And then you need to transition over to the heavy units. So the fighters are just kind of feeling silly until they get picked off. Oh no, Starflash resigns here.
Yeah, he had the morale failures. I didn't think we were that far behind. And I thought if you just avoided the battleships, they weren't that important, right?
Yeah.
I don't think they could have advanced too much farther to go up to the top, because then they'd have been exposed for bomber shots and stuff. But he has a big morale failure, and he just didn't want to continue. And I couldn't get him to keep going. I think maybe we could have pulled it off if we played a little bit better, and if we focused more on the middle.
The middle is so hard to take against double battleship.
I think it was also me having to pull back because I lost the rocket. Like if I was winning on that side, he would have kept on.
You just kind of have a lot invested in the Air Force.
The enemy team wins. No. Morale failure.
I like the army of anti-airs charging in on you.
He isn't anything to lose anymore, right?
It's true. Trying to hold the line.
Well, even though I could get a whole bunch of kills and shoot a bunch of stuff right here, it doesn't matter.
They resign.
Because they resign.
I like how it shows the death of Tordread, but he still wins.
Sacrifice. He doesn't win though. You don't get the victory. Go back and look at the game. Only Maleous and right.
Oh, that's true. And that only shows the victory.
Tordread sacrificed.
Tordread sacrificed. Deej's sacrificed.
Sacrificed. Sonya's win. Sonya's win the world.
But you can definitely see why fog maps are not built like this. It's
even a standard. This would be really bad for standard too. I don't think it's a good map. Personally, I don't like the donut design. If you have a donut design, the map has to be big, really.
Yeah. Big. You kind of get forced into stuff. Well, thank you for coming by, and showing off your 3v3.
It's been a while. We previewed it and everything.
It's true.
And at the end there, your opinion on Sonya.
On Sonya?
Yeah. Don't you think it would have been a lot better if the teams had like more Jakes, Grims?
Oh, yeah. You pretty much just want one Sonya on your team because she is really bad at fighting. She's just so good for the information.
Jake kind of mopped the floor with me after I messed up that city roll. That was really bad.
Yeah. It's everyone's nightmare when playing Sonya. You just miss every single roll.
That's why she's bad. Especially without Comm Tower. If you playing Sonya with no Comm Tower, oof, she's really bad. Really bad. But anyway, good night.
Yeah, good night. Have a good one. Okay. Gonna be switching over to more of the single player stuff now. Let me just turn my music back on for me. The 3v3s get very hectic, as I'm sure you could tell. Single player 1v1. Yeah, it's not quite single player. It's just that the 3v3s are called multiplayer. Yeah, for the team games, usually you want to talk to each other, like who's going to be the Sonya player. Oh, I'm not actually sure who sent this in because they have a different name on Discord than on Advanced Wars by Web. So I will make SwiftTurtle into Cobalt Ice. Zarc can be Yellow Comet. The final morale failure. It happens. This map is Struggle Grindin, I think. It is... I don't think I've ever actually played on this map, but you have kind of an isolated top and bottom when you get the pipes cutting off any approach from this way, so they have to go around and down through the bridges, which is very vulnerable past their HQ. So you kind of have like 3 isolated parts: the top, the middle, and the bottom. And oftentimes you kind of choose which one you want to give up and then win on the other 2. Or you'll just like be like, I want to win on the bottom. I'll give up the top and I'll fight for the middle. Because if you try to win on all 3, you'll be spread too thin. And we'll quickly start to fall apart. You see Zarc here has a recon opener. And that's going to be pretty nice. Because if you can catch any of these early infantry going off into one of these 3 three sections that aren't being followed up by tanks. Really, any infantry that's heading down here will probably have a hard time being covered by tanks because the infantry route is very different. But really hitting top and bottom with recon is probably going to be safe most of the time because the tanks are going to want to head towards the middle where they have more options of where they can swing, and there's a pretty good density of properties. How do you feel about sneaky recon to scout the airport? That can be good. Okay, I kind of like what SwiftTurtle's doing here with tank and then recon. That's also nice. It's kind of anti-recon while using them. I don't know how useful it is to do a really fast recon into this forest, unless it's going to be used to hit like an infantry that goes for this property. Then that's probably good. But I don't think it's going to be great intel just to see the early airport. I guess you would spot if they go for a very fast copter and then use that information to hit somewhere else. Okay, yeah, I like this. Definitely come in and hit this guy with the tank. Hit him with the tank. You hit him with the tank. No! So, the reason you want to hit them with the tank is a couple of reasons. For one, you kill off a unit, which is nice. That also shuts off the vision in this area, which messes with your opponent for if they can even attack you. And they also don't know what your follow-up is, because it'd be very possible for you to just chain tanks and have a tank covering this so they can't even hit you. In this case, the infantry lives and then this recon dies. You'd also rather have your tank hit than lose an entire recon.
Access granted.
But it's okay. Now this recon I would have definitely interrupt this capture. Strike here. It's a nice 7-6. Kill off the infantry, so it's okay. Bring all the tanks on over here. That's where the fight is. I don't know. Okay, that's just trying to stay out of recon vision. That's fine. While also having nice coverage up there. That's alright. I'd probably strike from the forest, but I can understand not wanting to because this tank would be in range of hitting you. And this is something that you can do in Fog a lot, is you just kind of fall back to a property to heal. And then, in this case, it's a very well-guarded property. People hail this as the only good base light fog map. Let's bought a missile to airport lock. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I can just faster go across this way. That would take forever to get over there. Okay, so the advantage of having the scout is that an anti-air hasn't had to be built. Infantry tank over here. I'm not as big of a fan, but I can understand it. It's really awkward for your opponents to try and hit this from two sides because it's 2 rivers, so they only get the one shot. It's just they get the one shot from their city rather than from a neutral city. I don't know if SwiftTurtle is going to go for it. You have the Battlecopter, so fine. Interrupt. They're very aggressive captures. This one I like. This one's fine. Is definitely going to get interrupted. There isn't really a backup infantry would be the only real problem with it. But it does set up this nice little cubby. Oh, never mind. The artillery gets there. That you could strike from. Ooh, the anti-air shifts way down here. Okay, finish off that infantry. Very good. That was the only one down here. You can see how effective this recon is. Same with this one, can be very effective. Okay, Zarc's just kind of falling back at this point. You don't need to have your tanks quite so... You really don't want your tanks like in this position, where they're on like plains or road and they're next to a city. They don't need to be like right next to the units they're covering. definitely pull them back to a safer spot. Go into like woods, go into the comm tower, go into the city, that kind of thing. Otherwise, you're kind of inviting them to just clear the city and then hit from the city. Like so. The artilleries are very nice on this map too, because you can see all these choke points and then the central forests to camp out on. With the join cap going in over here. Ooh, that was a fancy artillery hit. Sadly, don't get the kill. It means it gets to heal up to 3. It'd still be useful. That was a nice little collapse onto the central attack. These two artillery are not really engaged in the fight, so that's good. This tank can make it down. Then a medium tank is bought by Zarc here. Medium tank is a fine purchase. This was definitely a good pick off. But I'd be a little bit tentative if I know about multiple artilleries. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Copter goes down. Already with a backup anti-air, very nice. Gets to save that guy. Yeah, the artillery goes into the woods. This copter gets involved. There wasn't a recon over here anymore. Didn't know about the copter bot. Gotcha. Yeah, because it came up here to kill the artillery. Lockrock. There's only 4 tanks that get to use this. I guess these copters get to use it too. The medium tank is to move up closer. Okay, that's unfortunate, but I don't think the artillery was known about. Yeah, okay, so I think that might have been a block rock that was done when the power got filled. Because I think the only attack there that mattered with the block rock was this one. Just to get that tank far enough ahead. So that's probably more of a save up, consolidate, and then use it probably just the next turn. But that's often hard call to make. This is looking very scary. Okay, medium tank and medium tank. Really good outpost for this infantry to spot that. I like this move, clearing the way for the tank to hit the anti-air. Copter versus copter, totally fine. Especially when you hit the anti-air. This capture is going to go through for SwiftTurtle, but it doesn't look like there's going to be enough supporting units to actually hold it. This anti-air should not be healing up there. I don't know if there's a better spot really though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess going down here works. You don't want to be healing up on the front lines like that when there's no way to protect it. Maybe like both of these artillery will come over to save it. Okay, I like the anti-air buy. General outlook over here is looking good. I don't know what's 2 health copter doing. Oh, I see. It came down here to finish off the one on the mountain. That makes sense. It's like exposed to being just picked off by infantry, but cutting off all that vision is worth it. This guy can't get on the mountain because it's river and then mountain. Okay, so no artillery got brought over here, which is gonna hurt. Because, yeah, they just kind of attack in. At least this artillery. This was a very good attack by Zarc. The only thing I would do different is I would move 2 infantry up here rather than come down here with them. Because this is going to have a lot of exposed properties, while over here is going to be attacking into these multiple bases. So having the infantry with your attacking force is definitely helpful because they can get in the way. What's even more helpful is if you have just like 2 down here going for these captures, and then you have 2 going up here to go for these captures, and this one base gets overloaded, in which way it can actually send its forces. Okay, we have a side slipped from SwiftTurtle. It's an artillery shot. Cleans up a little bit. Anti-airs are just getting into position. Goes for that hit. This is in range of this anti-air. And I don't like that medium tank positioning, because this medium tank with a block rock will be able to hit it planes to planes. Oh, but it is in the darkness, so Zarc doesn't see it. Okay, now those infantry are heading up. Join cap, kill off the recon. Go in here, clear off the infantry on the mountain. Looking good. Copter being sent down here. I don't think that Zarc knows about the anti-air capabilities, but since no copter's been built, this is definitely looking good. I'm not a huge fan of that attack. Considering that there's been copters attacking into this area, it would be pretty negligent of your opponent to not have built an anti-air in like the last 3 turns. So you should expect that there's something that can kill that. And now this medium tank's positioning is actually paying off, which is good. Again, I wouldn't use your 3 health tank to go onto this city because it's too far forward. I'd move back to this one where it can still help cover things when it heals up to 5, but it won't just get picked off for basically nothing. So that's pretty good. I like the retreat down here. In this case, it's probably safe with a medium tank covering it. But we'll see. We got the block rock coming through. Tank goes down, hits that infantry. Both players are definitely starting to run out of infantry. Much more so for SwiftTurtle, though, who's down to 2. Yeah, this 2 health one and this 5 health one. Welcome to base light. Zarc has 6. They're pretty healthy and in good positions, but they're good. Double vehicle buys, or triple, I guess, with the copter means there's not going to be another one to follow it up. I'm surprised that there wasn't a follow-up to this either. Using the medium tank just to kill the 3 health tank next to a city, and then not sitting on the city is pretty sketchy. That's a pretty good attack. I think SwiftTurtle's feeling the burn from not using the furthest back anti-air. Like, this guy could hit this copter, and then this guy would be open to hit this other copter. Instead, it has to go up here and hit this recon. That's really sketchy when you see a tank available. And then double infantry buy, I 100% agree. It's also fine to float this cash. It just means you get to start building some like neo tanks, which are going to be tough for your opponent to deal with. That's why, yeah, sending the anti-air up there like that was definitely a little risky. Okay. pretty daring with all of these copters, knowing that there's anti-air that had just attacked in the area. I guess one died up here. I like the recon usage to help deny those captures. And yeah, anti-airs are going to get some really good hits. This one can actually go up and hit this copter, but it's definitely safer to hit this one. Yeah, you have artillery presence and everything. So yeah, that's fine. You can move there. I would probably go copter hits this tank, and then artillery in the woods, expecting an anti-air to hit the copter, and then the artillery can shoot at the... Oh, this guy got trapped. Oh, no. That's too bad. Anti-air gets tagged. Kind of fine if they get knocked down to 4 as long... And this is a better place to put this medium tank. If they get knocked down to 4, because if they go on a city and heal up to 6, they're basically ready to start one-shotting copters again. And this is kind of what happens in base light, is there's just going to be so many copters that your bases are forced to build anti-airs, and then whoever has like the remaining tanks around can do a serious number. Do with the bomber. SwiftTurtle has a bomber. A fighter would also be fine when you see quite so many copters. It's so few anti-airs too. Medium tank goes in. Copter goes in for a hit. Again, I'm not quite sure what's going on with that because anti-airs are right here. But it could be that wants them to kind of expose themselves a little bit, and then the tanks are able to get a strike in. SwiftTurtle is going to lose this city. Has some other attacks. Getting a little too overextended here just to tag a tank on a city. You don't like this because you knocked it down to 6 and it's just going to heal up to 8. It'd be pretty happy with itself, and then you're like really far forward. And at this point, SwiftTurtle would have been able to take properties down here, but there just weren't enough infantry left to make that kind of maneuver. Ooh. That 8 health tank clears the way to this artillery. This tank can hit it. This medium tank living is pretty big. Okay, very good to keep up on the infantry count. That's pretty much what's going to win the game. Is like how does SwiftTurtle spare anything to interrupt these captures? There's no infantry to do it. All the vehicles have to hit other vehicles. And then the cities will just start falling. And then once the cities fall, there's no way to keep up that economy, and you'll just get out-vehicled. More and more medium tanks are getting built. Bomber gets away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, just barely out of range. The anti-air. Definitely build a fighter for Zarc as soon as you see this bomber. Either that or you like start pumping out tons and tons of anti-airs. Kill off all the units. Yeah, go for the comm tower. Oof. Yep, go for the capture. The unit count will just win the game on its own there. SwiftTurtle is looking to be super dead. Have a nice attack with the bomber, and the bomber isn't actually under any threat. He's able to save the comm tower, but you can see it takes 2 vehicles. Looks like Zarc has opted to build lots of anti-airs to deal with the bomber. Definitely not as effective as just building a fighter, but with block rock, it's still very, very good. Anti-air. It's trying to get the snipe on this copter. Rest in peace, bomber. It saw a medium tank to go after, so it went for it. I think we've all been in that kind of situation. Let's live at 1. There's just barely enough infantry here for Zarc to kind of have a strong enough attack to completely take these remaining cities and just win. GG. Zarc versus SwiftTurtle. I think both players played that game rather well. There was some artillery positioning I think could have been a little bit better. I think both players kind of overextended with some units. I would suggest for Zarc to probably build like 1 or 2 artillery to help with these kind of attacks. But the infantry leverage and their harassment on the sides really ended up doing a number. It died doing what it loved, heading medium tanks. Yeah. Okay. Next we have Scavenger, my favorite map. My least favorite fog map. Hello. This is sent in by... Oh, Zarc was the person that sent in the other one. Good game, Zarc. Sorry I didn't make you the penguins. I don't know who's who, so I'll leave the penguins as the penguins. Like so. Alrighty. Hey, I know this matchup. This is a matchup I had against Humida. Boy, did I dislike playing Grit. But I always dislike playing Grit, so it's fine. I went for a double black boat battleship Grit play using the black boats as like annoying blockers and transporters. I think that's kind of a fine opening. I would in the future I would definitely limit it to just a single black boat. I think Missile is pretty good on this map. If it just takes a while, it's not like a super long while. It only takes like 3 turns maybe to make it to this forest. And if you make it to this forest, you're very happy. Yeah, there's shoals all the way through this entire map, and all of these, there's lots of these are just a single tile wide. And black boats are really buff, so they can just kind of sit there as an amazing blocker. Okay, we have fast Grit artillery. I would probably suggest going for fast Grit tank or transports over artillery, and then bring the artillery up later. The problem is the artillery are going to struggle at trying to actually protect yourself across this map against the recon harassment. But Olaf went for a fast artillery, I'm guessing to break the pipe seam. But double artillery? Against Grit, I would highly recommend lots of recons, because it's really difficult for Grit to like protect these guys and these guys. The thing that Grit's going to excel at is holding properties that he's already captured. And he's going to struggle at capturing properties once the mid game actually hits. Double RD against Grit's a little sketchy. You can see here this Recon's already getting some nice value. It's actually it's an unprotected capture. And that's kind of one of the ones that Grit would like to have. Then he can just sit on his city with his artillery and keep it locked down. If he doesn't get it, then it's not going to have like vision on it and all that stuff. The other key city that I learned that Grit really wants to rush is this one right up here, because then you can have an artillery in this very safe forest behind your HQ, and that will protect that city. If you don't have that city, then good luck getting it. Because you're very exposed with any artillery trying to defend the sides of the city. It can only cover the city itself. Here we go. Now's the triple recon after double recon. Quad, we got 6 recons. Definitely would have gone the recons before the artillery, but I can see you broke the pipe seams to let the recons go out even faster. These central cities, very easy for Grit to hold once he gets them. You can defend them from way back here. Get the anti-air, makes sense. You should expect some copter harassment to come your way if you're playing Grit. Okay. This recon decided to finish off this infantry, which is fine. Taking out Grit's unit count is good. You could also harass this infantry, but if you don't have any follow-up, then that's the way to go. Could have wrapped around if you really wanted to kill this guy off. I'm not quite sure why it fell back all the way to the city. Wrapping around is probably way too dangerous, so it's totally fine not to do that. Okay, Grit's happy to get this city. It'd be pretty hard to stop it. But that's definitely one that's very easy to continually hold with just indirects. And Grit's getting this city, which is very good. Here, some nice harassment coming in. On this side, we have the artillery. Cover against the Grit tank. This is where Grit's going to start getting really sad. Because like these cities don't look like they're going to fall into Grit's hands. And they'll probably never fall into Grit's hands. So many recons. Now, this is always really dangerous to do as Grit, because you're going to need those infantry to help block for your artillery, as well as give vision. So you don't want to have too many of them die off to like a swarm of recons, for instance. Hey, we have a black boat. Very good blocker. Okay, the join cap. Interesting. That's going to put a lot of pressure on Grit to try and actually stop that. Is this in range? That is in range to protect that, which is good. Oh no. The artillery has been tagged. It's only down to 6, which isn't so bad, and it is next to this black boat, so it can be healed up to 7. It's just now in a really awkward spot where it would love to shoot this recon over here, but then it can't move. Okay, city is protected. Yeah, if you're fighting Grit, then I wouldn't suggest moving an infantry out to take one of his cities without having like forces attacking beyond it. Okay, this is looking pretty protected, and if something hits it, there's another artillery there. Okay. Econ-wise, it is pretty even. Anti-air gets hit there. Not quite sure why this capture's been gone for a second time. It just got shot by an artillery. Okay, very strong push coming in. Over here. This tank's gonna die. Alright, there's not very much down here for Olaf. And the Winter Fury hasn't hit yet, so these infantry aren't like injured to slow down the captures. So this is definitely an opportunity for Grit to get some more money on the field. We have the double black boat. And we have the missile. Nice. This is definitely the time you want to build a missile, when you're not quite under the aggression down here. But you're doing an attack that's going to get pushed back, probably with copter support. The downside is, of course, the missile is going to get hit by the Winter Fury. Okay, Grit has taken an econ lead. Nice. Actually has the harassment lead too. Let's try to hold this position down. You get the missiles on its way. Nice black boat blocking. T-copters probably would have preferred a faster T-copter, but that's okay. See what Olaf does here. I probably would have had this 2 health infantry hit this 1 health one. If nothing else, it's another unit getting taken out. That provides position. Okay. It's looking pretty scary for Olaf's attacking force, because it's gonna be Winter Fury's just barely going to get missed out on here. And Grit has a super to give this extra range on all of these vehicles. We just have the normal power, which is fine. The only difference between the normal power and the super is +1 range. They give the same amount of firepower boost. So it's very good that this is happening before Winter Fury hits. Healthy units getting to do attacks. The missile. Okay, I get the missiles coming up here to repair on the city, anticipating the Winter Fury while also covering this entire area. It's like a 30,000-ish damage Winter Fury, which is pretty strong. The units down here for Grit are going to be very isolated and start getting picked off. A little too aggressive with the captures for sure. I would say that's very optimistic to think you'll get the comp tower. And it's more than being optimistic that you think you'll get the comm tower. It's that this is going to like start a fight. But it's starting a fight way over here by this comm tower, where Grit will have very fast reinforcements. Okay, I don't know what's going on with this anti-air. That's dreaming a dream. Definitely would rather fall back and use the anti-air on this hit, where it's going to be more protected by indirects. Also not quite sure what the snipe attack's about. I guess the snipe attack was about protecting the comm tower, because that's pretty much what I got. Okay, over here, things are going to start getting cleaned up. The grit gets slowed down because of the snow. This is actually just out of range of these indirects. So Olaf's going to be able to do some damage, but it's okay. They're equal on economy. Olaf is down. They're actually both down to 7 infantry, so this might start stalling in a big way. And Olaf is almost out of recon. Diving a little too close into artillery range. Okay, I like how this turned out. Focus down one tank, and then bring in the other indirects to cover this area. We got quadruple black boats. I didn't even notice there were so many. But yeah, you can see how good they are at blocking the way. Like, this tank cannot make it to the other side. These two tanks are completely cut off. They're very nice, and tanks do very little damage to black boats. Okay. All of these forward forces have been wiped out. Yeah, I was gonna say, an artillery really wants to make it to this city to cover this guy. Olaf is floating a lot of money. So in this situation where you're realizing you just don't have infantry on the front, you don't go. I mean, this is close to what you do. You go triple infantry and then transport copter rather than battle copter. Very nice shots by these grit artillery. This is also the danger of trying to force your way through the black boats with direct units, as they can be very easily covered by the indirects. And they're healing each other. They're regenerating walls. Okay. Oh. Got 15k floating. So next is probably a battleship. Tanks are gonna get picked off. Really, I would suggest not trying to attack into this, and yeah, attack down here instead. That's pretty happy news for Grit, because it gives indirects something to shoot. Going for snipe attack even. Is that going to be enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not enough range to target this to save the city. But if there's some way to get enough vision, which I guess this recon can do, so you should see this tank and then the infantry can interrupt. Yeah, okay, so that's the plan. Looking pretty good. Ooh, rockets, medium tank. Okay, so no battleship. You have the Winter Fury, which is going to do a lot of damage. Another like 30k. Right, and I think the city is actually going to fall because no artillery was able to make it onto the city to cover it. Who needs a battleship when you got rockets? Okay. Now Olaf is preparing for a very nice front switch here with a huge wave of copters. And this city is indeed going to fall. Give Olaf a income advantage here. But Grit has managed to sustain or maintain a unit count advantage, which is really good. It's just that if Grit ever tries to move out from this like very secure position with all of these black moat blockers, the force will be very easy to pick off. Okay. Yeah. You definitely see all of the copters. A carrier. I could see a carrier being built. You would have a lot of range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 without any powers. And just built on the harbor. Reaches all the way up there. Not that Grit has that much money. But something that could be saved up for. And the nice thing about Grit carriers is that they don't suffer from the same problem that everyone else's carriers do, which is that bombers are able to skirt from the very edge of their range directly into their minimum range and then threaten them. As long as you've got the vision for them, the Grit carrier can protect itself from bombers. Yeah, Missile Chan's got this. Yeah. Ooh. Very much skirting the sides here. And this infantry does not like what it sees. Definitely time to start spamming out some anti-airs for sure. Dude, the Grit medium tank getting some work done, though. This medium tank is very happy to see so many copters up here. Yeah, there's only one infantry with a striking force, so it's going to have a hard time actually capturing anything, but it can definitely kill off some units. Although I think this anti-air is actually, yeah, gonna be able to hit. Okay. Alright, Grit's getting some of that money back. It's a nice kill on this copter. These artillery are fairly safe. Missile's covering this copter, which is nice. And Grit's able to leverage the black boats to start going for some of Olaf's properties, which is also very good. Probably not worth putting a medium tank in front of this. It's not even a 10 health capture. One anti-air goes down. Sees the missile, but still goes for this attack, which is pretty interesting. Okay, lots getting picked off. These artillery do have targets, which is nice. Whoa. I thought this medium tank went through the city, but maybe not. I'm not that is such a weird move. But just barely didn't have the vision to know about the medium tank. It's like, I'm not making a vision mistake again. Triple recon. Okay. Anti-air kills the copter. Missile gets a nice shot. Rocket probably should have moved rather than shoot a 1 health recon, but if you need to kill it, you need to kill it. It is vision. A snipe attack. Gonna get some really good shots. Focusing down Olaf's vision there. Recon over. More anti-airs. Sadly can't reach these artillery there, but it's okay. Oh, this guy. Okay, nice. This guy can fire there. Clear the way. Very, very good. Yeah, give up on the capture, kill off the tank. I like it. Go for these other captures down here. There's going to be a Winter Fury for sure. And it's going to do about another 30,000. There's another black boat. Okay. If there was more infantry, like if there was a transport copter built, and there's more infantry with this Olaf attack, then these cities probably would have fallen. The battle copters focus down the black boat. I think that's a pretty bad mistake. There's a missile in range. And probably, I would expect 2 more anti-airs, but it looks like there's only 1 more anti-air on the way. But it's a mistake because there's nothing here to actually capture this. Those battlecopters could have attacked actual units instead. Okay, we have the double repair to get the city. Very nice. Rocket gets a kill. Black boats repair the missile. Anti-air gets to go in, get a nice hit. All these units getting picked off. Very nice. And you can see most of the attacking force is kind of cleaned up, and now the infantry are showing up. That's something I often struggle with. It's just like the coordination of everything. The general idea of the attack was good. Okay, this tank needs to not stay here. It's in artillery range, so definitely like move it up here and kill this anti-air. Definitely have the tank go into the forest to kill the recon, and then have the infantry sit on it and start taking a city. If that's what you want to do. Either that or just like stay up here with your infantry. Try and stay out of range while putting pressure on Grit. This missile gets a lot of kills. It has a happy missile. A very nice indirect value here. The black boat's doing their job. Keeping everything nice and healthy. This is why you didn't want to keep the tanks over here. This is definitely a vulnerable city to go for now that there isn't an artillery in these moves. Good attacks. Even up 14 units. Still. Oh, never mind. Grid actually did manage to get the income lead because of taking the city. Okay, this is looking better for what you want to do. But now it's kind of looking like Grid might be able to take this HQ. Missile doesn't have a target this turn. It's always very awkward when Grit has to actually move to defend stuff. So we'll see what happens with this. Anti-air getting another nice hit on this copter. That's pretty good. There is a forest right here. Oh, makes the run to this forest. Okay. Okay. Olaf does get that city, which I know from experience is a pain to get back. Although there isn't really much follow-up, so I think Rick can do it. Black boat goes down to the battlecopter. Just gradually worn down by all of the Winter Furies, but looking very solid. Let's check copter deaths at the end. I think the missile's gotten 4 kills so far. Very nice. We're 1, 2, 3. We're at 5, 6. I missed some black boat buys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There was 7. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There were 7 black boats. I'm definitely a fan of the grit black boat on this map. There is such a thing as too much of a good thing though, because that does mean that this unit count advantage isn't as impressive as one would think. You want the current stats? It's like 9 battlecopters have gone down. And Olaf has taken about 60,000 more in deaths. That's true. That black boat went down. You gotta replace it. Okay. I would say Olaf's definitely a little too aggressive with these battlecopters. The general idea is good, though. You just don't really want to have them kind of overextended with very little support. That one goes down. More anti-airs are on their way. The missile barely can't reach this copter without the super. Really good shots. Taking out some vehicles from Olaf, who's now really starting to struggle unit count wise. Actually down to 3 infantry. I imagine the Winter Fury is going to do about 30,000. He did like 40,000 that time. Okay. These copters do get to hit some of these artillery, but there's nothing. I guess there's this 1 tank. These tanks are on their way too. Deal with the anti-airs. And the Olaf artillery have been doing all right. They've certainly gotten some nice big offs, kind of relying on the forests. In this case, this one died. Recon goes down. It's going to be quite a while before this gets captured. That's what this infantry is for. Bring this guy over into the middle and start pairing it with the black boats. More artillery, more anti-air. Looking pretty good for grit. Con's currently even, but grit's up a lot of money. Or not money, unit value and unit count. And I think Olaf's just being a little too aggressive, attacking into the areas that Grit's holding. All the copters down here went down. This one's going to go down too. The missile got another kill. Snipe attack. This guy just doesn't have any. Bunch of tanks fall. Medium tanks been getting some really good value too. I've never respected a grit medium tank quite so much. I know they're always good though. Yeah, this is not gonna work out. Just waves and waves of tanks. Okay. Looks like grit is gonna do it. Everything's pretty much cleared out. The infantry are present. They're undamaged. Winter Fury might come next turn. Nope, there is the resign. It took 32 days. Oof. Another black boat was built. Well played. How many black boats? There's 8 black boats built. 4 died. Missile-chan got like 6 kills. That was impressive. Maybe only 5. 14 copters did go down. Olaf ended up building 5 more units, even though there were so many black boats built, just because there were so few grit copters. Definitely some more grit copters probably would have been a good idea. You could afford a couple battleships with that black boat money. Yeah. But you know what? That's still a grit victory against Olaf on Scavenger. So well done. That's not easy. Okay. We have Quick Slow versus SKOP. A Von Bolt versus Sturm. Another classic matchup. On Inkagark's favorite map. Okay. Classic Advance Wars by Web exclusive matchup. That is true. This is not a matchup that you can have in the cartridge. So this usually comes down to Sturm using indirects really well to get some kills on Von Bolt, and then also having a nice advantage with the perfect movement to have better reinforcement routes and all that stuff. And the recons can still harass Von Bolt a little bit, as we see is being done here. If Sturm could manage to get both comm towers, he'd be really happy. But probably not going to happen. But we'll see. It might. Yeah, I'm going to expect a lot of indirects out of Sturm. You get lots of like rockets and everything. Single recon is usually not Sturm's go-to, but that's okay. Nice harassment over here. Yeah, that forward infantry. Bolt's going to be fighting clear up this airport, and also very important to hit this infantry so that they can't just capture the comm tower in 2 turns. Okay, so we have both comm towers currently being captured. This, I guess it's fine to move the artillery here. It's either like here. Keeping it here because you gotta expect infantry's gonna try and go for this, and maybe they have like a recon to give it vision. It's always tough with that kind of thing, though. It's very mind gamey. Oh, we just say where it is. Okay, this is very good placement for the artillery then. There we go. More artillery coming out from Sturm. Sturm must not have remembered that something moved into woods. I think I just really wanted to harass this, which is fine. Just barely can't see the capture. The tank spots it. Oh, it's not enough to stop it. So for a very, judging by the number of forces over here for Von Bolt in comparison to Sturm, for a very short period of time here, Sturm is going to have both comm towers, which means you'll have the fighting forces of a regular CO attack-wise, and still plus 20% defense, which is nice. Okay, anti-air, expecting some copter harassment. Definitely be expected. The lander has locked in this artillery, it can no longer move. But it is covering this comm tower. It's a little risky. I mean, killing off so many of these Sturm recons this turn makes this a lot safer, but if Sturm finds a way to get vision of this, then you'd be really sad. Because he would shoot your artillery that's sitting on the shoals. But I think, yeah, this copter could have tried to do like a Hail Mary. Zoom over here, get vision. But all of the Sturm recons being taken down was enough. Okay, well I like Sturm's approach down here. While putting the huge pressure, taking this comm tower, like attack down here, try and get these properties. Okay. Yeah, okay. It looks like Sturm's just gonna kind of let this comm tower go at this point. Which is probably a good idea. It's very hard to hold that. You're so happy you never queued in the fog when this map was the pool. Who would win double tower Sturm or Javier? Double tower Sturm definitely beats Javier. If Javier has no towers. So it looks like Von Bolt's very much prepared now. This ABC did not like what it saw there. This poor anti-air is just a little too exposed. Although it only gets hit by one tank. 4, 5, 6. I guess the other ones just can't reach because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The APC is blocking the way. Well, that's kind of fortunate for Sturm then. This didn't die. The comm tower is now back in Von Bolt's hands. So there gets a nice shot. Kills off the Von Bolt. Recon decides not to go for the hit from the forest, just goes back to heal. Keep the pressure on. Use the ABC as a nice blocker. It's going to take 2 vehicles to clear. It's actually really awkward because then one of the spots that you have to use is this one, which is a spot you'd have to use to clear the infantry to get sights on this artillery. That's a pretty good defensive formation. Not a huge fan of this copter strike. It should be pretty clear that the anti-air retreated back onto this city. So it's really not safe to just engage with a copter. I do like how everything's staying out of range of the artillery. We have the Meteor Strike. But Quick Slow was prepared. Double Transport Neo Tank Magnet. That's a very expensive magnet. This is also a pretty costly ball of units. I imagine you would probably hit this tank. Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't like this copter zooming in like this. I'm not quite sure why it moved forward to just hidden infantry like that, being at the very front of the army. I do like that this capture is going down. There's a very sneaky force coming in to try and take this comm tower back. Both of these copters go down, which hurts Sturm quite a bit there. Actually manages to find a way to interrupt this. It's pretty impressive. But why did this tank attack over here? That's a really bad attack. I don't know what's going on. It lets this medium tank just strike from this forest and stay very safe. If Vombolt is able to keep this fight going very clustered up for one more turn, then the Vombolt super is going to do some nice damage and stun a very good number of these units. Aww. I'm not quite sure why Sturm bailed on this. I would at least put the infantry in the forest. Find a retreat with the other stuff, though. Okay. The capture pressure on. We have the Ex Machina. Just gonna hit up here. I was gonna hit. Oh no! Oh, what a nice magnet. We have a lander, recon, copter, and artillery. That was very nicely done. You can see how the landers mess with the missile powers. This lander right here against Sturm's missile power will actually not go down in value as a target until it's knocked all the way down to 1, because it's going to go from 7 and then 4, and as long as it can take up 3 hit points of damage, it's just as desirable as any other lander. Where this one, as soon as it gets hit by 1 meteor, it's already going down in target priority for the meteor, because the meteor cares about the actual value of the unit rather than just how much damage is dealt. So that's something to keep in mind. This lander is going to be more valuable as a magnet long term against Vombolt than this lander will be against Sturm. Okay, the Neotank has made it to the front lines undetected in a forest. Very nice. Looks like Sturm was unable to clear the way for the anti-air to strike the copter, which is fine. He goes back and heals. Strike another day. And then this city goes. And then Sturm decides to go after this city to try and get that income lead even higher. I'm not a huge fan of this medium tank attacking from the shoals. I would be absolutely terrified of a copter swarm, or maybe even a bomber, because the medium tank's been on the field for a while. But I guess the anti-air is ready to do some damage. In this case, it's going to be very unfortunate. A neo tank would also be something you could anticipate, but probably not from this forest, which is so close to the front lines. Bam. Neo tank's very good against medium tanks. But it looks like Sturm is able to just kind of take this city. Nice. And is also going to be able to just kill this copter while having the anti-air on a city, so it's going to be hard to kill off. So the fight down here is kind of actually working out in Sturm's favor. The only thing that's really going poorly is the heavy units interaction. And now Sturm is approaching the moral power again. So Von Bolt's going to have to make sure to play around that. And we have the rocket coming out from Sturm, which is good. You can see it gets to move 5, even though it has wheels. Goes right to there and then straight into a forest. Unlike other people's rockets, which get to move to here. Okay. Infantry pressure is still working very nicely up here. Yeah, the infantry does not get cleared by Von Bolt's recon infantry because it's a Sturm infantry with that extra defense. I'm surprised at this. The anti-air barely not able to kill off this copter, but you can see it didn't die even after all that pressure put on it. Although now it's in trouble because it's locked in place and there's an artillery staring at it, so it can't make its getaway like it would like to. Oh. Aww. Tried to save it. I don't know if there was a way. Yeah, I made sure to hit with the 4 health first and everything. If one of these infantry was able to kill it, then tank plus infantry probably would have killed this 1 health tank. Then the anti-air could run away to reinforcements. It's a nice pick off of that recon. Comes the rocket. Pretty good damage up here too, and bringing these nice indirects. As those will still punish Von Bolt's units, despite the Sturm's forces are split. You can kind of get away with it a lot better than other people can because of how flexible his movement is. Although now he's in a little bit of, in a spot of bother. He's going to lose these cities, which will even up the income. Von Bolt charging on in. There is a Sturm normal power available. Probably would pop it here, expecting the Neo tank to get hit. We have another magnet over here, although that was a pretty costly magnet. And all of those units get cleared up. Looks like this city... Well, this 3 health infantry might actually be able to interrupt that. That'll only be for a turn. I don't think Sturm's going to be able to break through here and actually stop it long term. Ooh, there wasn't an anti-air built by Sturm here. So Sturm is actually out of anti-copter capabilities. Von Bolt will probably take advantage of. I'll build the copter down here. How threatening this attack is. A nice rocket value. Starts clearing up these units. Just medium tank. This is something I like to use as magnet bait, is double medium tank buys. I prefer to put the other medium tank on like this, in this case it'd be like this HQ, a place it can heal. But I can imagine not wanting to do that because it doesn't want to get double baseline. But the nice thing about the double medium tank buys is they can move together as a unit and be a magnet as they go. And very easy to keep together. Oh, you think the lander's required too? Oh, that's true. Okay. No captures on that. On that lab. Okay. The magnet has moved together. Okay. Bumble would really like to spot this stuff. Doesn't move into the artillery range though, just gets tagged by the rocket. And looks like Bumble is also going to be clearing up this top left. Forces try and retreat. Lots being invested in having to maintain these magnets here. The fighter buy. The fighter's totally fine as a buy. There's a copter right there to attack. Although it is covered by anti-air. Okay. Sturm breaking through here. Looks like we have a magnet right here on this battlecopter. That's a pretty good Ex Machina. Fighter gets tagged, but it's still living. And this looks like this, yeah, this medium tank doesn't actually get hit by this ball super. So anti-air's days are numbered, and that's actually really bad for Bumble here, because if the anti-air dies, this fighter can block this bridge very effectively. And trying to shut off the spigot here. Oh, the fighter just runs away. I would probably block the bridge. I guess it doesn't matter that much when you have nothing but medium tanks fighting. If another rocket built. Neo tank hasn't attacked anything in a while. It's a little too scared. Ooh. Okay. Another Neo tank. There's a Neo tank base skip. Quick slow here. This looks kind of like a front of the army magnet. I don't think Sturm is going to use. Sturm is going to use the power here. That does hit a pretty decent chunk, hitting the artillery and the Neo tank in the back. The lander goes down. Oh. Sturm's actually able to maintain a hold on that city somehow. Now this city looks like it's going to fall. Maintain that nice Sturm value lead. You can see how effective these indirects can be when you have Sturm units in the way. Okay. This poor Neo tank has spent most of its life being repaired. I think it struck one, maybe two things. Sturm's got a really good income lead now. Up 4K. And, I mean, this is definitely very appealing to attack from, but rocket plus artillery going to make this really an unfortunate attacking tank. Oh, it doesn't even go for it. Just lets the city go. It goes for a breakthrough up here, taking out this artillery. The more of these indirects you can take out, the better. You can kind of see how they wear down Von Bolt's forces so much, because Sturm's units are really hard to kill. And then the indirects make up for the power deficit. Another property has fallen. Fighter gets to take out indirect. Something got trapped on that tank. I'm assuming this copter. Recon's keeping up their nice harassment here. And you can see also how valuable the recons are for hitting the infantry and maintaining control of properties for Sturm. The recon's like way over here, but it can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Not even full move to cover this city. And they reach the front lines really fast. This airport is now being sat on. Infantry on the way. Actually broke up this pipe seam. Yeah, that recon did go down, so that means that he'll take a copter to interrupt this. Yeah, a lot of recons just went down for Sturm. Interrupt going on there. This is the Sturm recon. All those recons went down, but okay, even from the base, this recon is able to provide useful vision. In the middle of the map, too. It's not even like Von Bolt's overextended. Okay, looks like this Neo tank is getting beat up, but surviving. I don't know if the copter is. It's probably worth going for this hit because of the rocket in the back. Meteor strike hits down here. That's pretty brutal. That was the force that's coming to actually save this airport. It's looking like Von Bolt's very dead. There will be a pretty nice Ex Machina over here, though. Yeah. It's the rocket. The medium tank. It's a pretty good Ex Machina. I don't think it's a good enough Ex Machina to make up for 6k in income deficit. Although it does secure this capture, probably. This tank, I guess, can. Or I guess this recon can't do it. Never mind. Or maybe it can't. I guess it can't do 4 damage to the infantry on the city. Airport. Looks like the airport is gonna go down. So this won't actually end up getting any more money for Von Bolt because it gets this city but then loses this property. And there's a resign with the missiles. Why isn't the ref stopping this? That is GG. But you can see you guys see how that plays out in the classic matchup between Sturm and Von Bolt. The Sturm indirects make up for that firepower that he's lacking. They do a very good job of it. Okay, I don't know if I typed this in wrong or if this is actually. No, that's exactly what it is. Okay. Adnavacake versus HeroShanks. A struggle grinding. Oh no. Despair Penguin. Okay. I don't know if I know who sent this in. So, I will assign Penguin status to Sami. right. So Sami versus Jess is an interesting matchup. They're almost opposites. Oh, this is your alt. There you go. This is base light Sami, which is usually not very good because it's so easy to just run out of your infantry and then you're just a negative CO. But that's why she's tier 4 on this map. And then for Jess, she's going to have a field day against these infantry with these Jess recons doing some pretty good damage. They're not going to do enough damage to stop a capture, but they'll definitely be able to kill off infantry. They're both redheads, maybe sisters. I have not played Dual Strike yet, so I don't... Oh, no. Jess is in Advanced Wars 2. I don't think there was any mention of them being sisters. For what I remember. Just like in your fantasies. It's a joke? Oh, okay. So that was a nice 2-hit combo there. We had tank infantry, clear the infantry on the city, and then covered that with an artillery. So very protective. I like it. See if this recon decides to go for this. Ooh, very patient with the recon there. Aware of the tank up here and not being able to get the actual interrupt. But the patience is going to pay off because it's going to reveal this artillery. Well, it did reveal the artillery, and then it went in for the attack, which is pretty daring. I think it did see the tank there, so ends up dying after being so patient, which is a shame. The losing the recons is going to hurt a lot. Of course, it's base light, but there's also Jess recons that with the super and a comm tower, I'm pretty sure can one-shot Sami infantry on roads. Very nice. Not quite sure why this mech took a single step onto the road. Must be trying to stay out of vision of this recon. Okay. Yeah, I would I probably wouldn't mind revealing I have a mech just so it's covering my tank. But I guess when there's double artillery, you don't have to worry about that too much. Fine. Actually, I have part of the top cut off. There we go. Nice. Clear the way, go for the capture. Then bring the tank and the mech up for support. This is a pretty good mech positioning because you're going to expect something to hit your infantry from like here and here, and then the mech actually cover that very nicely. Okay, recon gets hit. Copter can't quite reach. Brings in the artillery with the tanks. I don't know what this infantry's thinking. There's no way this doesn't die. I like how grouped up these units are. Yes, this just goes down. I'm not quite... HeroShanks is very daring with this artillery. Wasn't able to get vision, I guess, to shoot anything. But yeah, it's just going to get revealed there. Down here, the tank finds a way to come in and hit this artillery, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I'd move my copter there. I get what's going on is to block the artillery, but the Jess normal power is almost here, so I would definitely be expecting Jess to use it when in these kind of like dire straits. Code R. Bam. Let's move this artillery. Oh, Jess. One-shotting there. Well, this artillery does still cover that tile. And these two tanks are left untouched. And there's still a very solid number of Sami infantry. We're at 9 with 2 mechs. So here you could do a double time kind of turn to try and wipe out these tanks and maybe dive in on some of these infantry. Although I guess in this situation specifically, when you have an infantry right here that with a victory march will take this HQ, that you definitely don't need to use double time. You can just keep that thread up. Because in like one turn, you're going to be able to have victory march. Actually, it might have been possible to get victory march this turn, in which case going for this capture right away would be a poor choice. It looks like copter sacrifice into the anti-air, and then you can even do some infantry sacrifices, and the recon hits a tank. I think you definitely get there. It might be close. Okay. At this point, victory march is definitely on the table. In fact, I think this is a guaranteed clear. Sack the 4 health. Or no, it's not, because you can't kill this tank to let the mech hit from this tile. Maybe it's good enough to just 4 and 9. You get the comm tower. The recon sacrifice. And then 7 health infantry. That was I feel like that was really risky, but it did work. It did work. Well done. Well done. The sack attack worked out very nicely. Getting the second comm tower was definitely clutch. Sneaky. There's a 33% chance to get it. Yeah, it looked very sketchy to me, too. Where did you go wrong? Are you Adnavacake? I thought the Sami play was pretty good. Or how do you test whether or not this is going to be a 100% chance? You look at the bottom values. Well, I think the only thing that really could have used some improvement is seeing the sacrifice for the victory march on the previous turn. I think the overall Sami play was really good. 50 more subs till I reveal my birds. He's screaming in the background. And 50 more subs until I get get ad revenue. Yeah, that worked out very nicely. It was top-notch Sami play. Keep everything together. Make sure you still have your nice infantry count. Maybe there was definitely like the overextension with that one infantry trying to go for city. That wasn't great. Besides that, I think this was sent in by Killerjay. Everyone's facing the right ways. Okay. Let's go. We've seen this must be a tournament match. We've seen this map a few times. We've seen a couple openings. There's an artillery opening that you can go for to try and lock this city really early. There's my recon opening I did, and there's lots of tank openings out of these two cities. You can also try and like rush the comm towers a little bit. This is something I wouldn't usually recommend, where you willingly build a tank on your like one base side that's going to be infantry starved. The Killerjays just very relaxed, I guess, builds a tank in response to like agree with this fight. I guess this tank is going to be able to mess with this infantry's captures. And this guy can make it to this city. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it won't be able to completely cover unless a tank gets built here, in which case this is going to cover the city. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Then this guy, if he's on this city, is covering this tile, and a tank from here covers this tile and this tile. Instead, a battle copter got built, which pretty interesting. And we have a mech from up here. I probably would have gone with the tank. Zone out this tank. That's okay. The anti-air gets built in response. The copter makes sense. Very daring copters moving forward. It does stop this tank from interrupting this capture. It looks like this comm tower might fall to Killerjays. I'm not sure why. Oh, I guess this infantry backed off because this guy could step onto the mountain. Tank comes in a little late to stop the cap, but still does a little bit of damage here. This is Hellsum is Kindle, so this tank on the city, not very much of a killing target. Yeah, we have a nice little wall off to stop the tank from making it onto this city to hit this other tank. Well, this copter came through here, hit this pipe seam, and is just barely out of range of this anti-air. Trying to make a run for it. There's a copter built by Hellsum up here, so this is the response anti-air. Tank's getting a hit over here. That's not super safe, because this guy can't hit it from the city. We're going to have... Oh, the anti-air can't reach. Oh, it's just barely out of position to actually defend this tank. A little bit of a blunder there. The comm tower is now officially going to fall without major sacrifices by the Kindle player to stop it. And we have this artillery coming over here to lock down this comm tower, as well as just secure this area in general. The first Urban Blight will be showing up in a couple turns here, and we'll see if it gets used or if Hellsum just holds the power and save up for High Society for some big swing turns against Andy, killing a lot of units. Andy does have solid mechs. I think it was probably a little too early to build that mech. I don't think there was any really pressure put on him, but it's okay. Oh, I thought okay, so this artillery is being used over here in a very defensive measure rather than over here to try and lock this comm tower down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's tank, infantry from the back clears this, and then you can do a tank from the city. But I don't think there's any follow-up after that to actually go after the artillery. So it's not so bad for Andy. Okay, Kindle's going for the comm tower. Kind of has a nice flanking attack over here on Andy's exposed column of units. And okay, it looks like this is indeed going to go to Kindle. I don't see any way of interrupting that. Down here, Andy's getting some really, really strong harassment. Or I should just say an attack. This copter can use the city to kill one of these tanks. But the anti-air does cover that. So instead, I guess it could hit down here. And in that case, it would hit. Okay, Killerjays is like, no, I'm not going to deal with all of this nonsense. You're trying to flank me, I'll just attack one of the sides that's trying to flank and is the weaker one. There is a tank from the city shot, but it's covered by an artillery, and I don't see any way to get to that artillery. Ooh. I didn't even notice that, but yeah, that anti-air is very exposed. It does get hit. Fortunately for Killerjays, there's a copter here to ward off this copter. Which meant that this copter couldn't come in and just kill this anti-air. Now, choosing to hit this copter rather than finishing off this anti-air is probably going to come back to haunt Hellsum. Because this will heal up to 7, this will heal up to 8 with an Andy super. And there's plenty of targets. Same with like this mech will heal up to 8. So yeah, killing off that tank was good. But there's plenty of targets for Andy to hit here to get to his super. So I would definitely expect to see a super play come in. I don't think that... I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe that is necessary. I doubt it is. Because you can do stuff like this tank hits this tank. The artillery only gets to shoot an infantry. But you have like tanks down here to use to hit the tanks. You can hit into this copter. As long as you leave up one spot for this copter to then finish it off. I'd prefer not to lose entire units as Andy if possible. Yeah, no, there was definitely enough opportunity here to make attacks that are more like trades like this rather than having to lose an entire copter. And I mean, trades are happening right now that would have been building for that power. You can see why focusing down the anti-air would work out better. The Andy and the value of the Andy mech. The tank comes in, hits it down to 3, and then the mech heals up to 8 and then hits you down to 3. How many turns in advance do I plan? In the opening, I mean, back in my prime, I planned like 12 against LVJD. Otherwise, it's going to be depending on the game, like 3. Very roughly. Okay, so yeah, this attack is looking very nice. Yeah, I'm confirmed washed up. But yeah, like when I was tryharding against LVJD, like my own opening and all that stuff, I had it planned out like 12 to 15 turns. But then once everything got past that point, it was probably just like 3 or 4. It's very easy to plan out a lot of turns at the start of the game, and then once everything's established, it becomes very difficult to, with any degree of accuracy, plan stuff out. Ooh, this is a nice clear by Hellsum. I think there's enough stuff left for Andy to actually save the base, but something can stand on it. Actually, I think if this 8 health anti-air stands on it, there isn't any way of kicking it off. I don't like the 3 health tank's not strong enough because this guy can just knock it off. Still a very good attack. Currently about 3. I'm very, very happy if I predict an opponent's turn 100%. Okay. Killerjays is definitely in a spot of trouble up here, but he's able to clear that and then build a medium tank. I probably would have used the tank itself. You don't want to have this kind of situation where Copter misses the roll. Okay. Not sure why this anti-air is placing itself here. Kind of the most valuable target for the medium tanks to hit. I guess it's trying to protect its capture. Let's clear it, build the medium tank. Artillery definitely shoots the tank. How much money did Killerjays have? Only 22k. There would definitely be like a cause to join these 2 anti-airs so that you can go medium tank copter over here. You really don't want your airport getting a sat on. Sorry, I'm reading chat here. Oh, I was just talking about stuff here. Naval maps. There's been some naval maps. They're definitely pretty clunky in comparison to the land maps, as you would expect. Okay. Looks like this medium tank is going to hold against this other urban blight that happened. There wasn't its artillery in place yet. There isn't a way currently to get this guy off of this airport, though. Oh, never mind. This guy can. Instead, hits the artillery, which is totally fine. And just a normal tank build. And down here, the properties are falling, but the base is holding. This has ended up giving Andy a very good income lead, though, because over here the base almost fell, but the properties around the base haven't fallen yet. Both players are overextending so hard, yeah. And how I'd fix naval units? I don't know if you can fix naval units. The fact that they're so drawn to the sea is a problem. Okay. So Kindle recognizes too much of an overextension. Make them able to reverse shoals. The problem is, as soon as you do that, they become just like ridiculous blockers. I mean, you'd have to change a lot of maps for sure. Oh, maybe going for the base cap. Give them reduced defense on shoal. The custom CO that makes it so you can build boats with treads definitely shows off how the naval units are rather strong as soon as they're not tied to just the ocean. But if you can just knock their price down by say 5,000 and just give it a few thousand games to see how it works, for some of them I would say a price reduction is definitely called for. I think cruisers should either be buffed or way cheaper. Like battleship, well, carriers, probably 30k is a bit much. Okay, so yeah. Hellsum's definitely able to secure this base. In fact, both players are able to save their bases. But Hellsum lost all these properties, so it's down 11,000. It's very painful. It's trying to just front switch away from these units and take these properties now. But there's not really enough infantry and units left for Kindle to take the properties anymore. So I don't see how this is going to work out unless Andy makes like a huge blunder. The somewhat decent attack over here. And I haven't seen it yet, but you can build a rocket step into these woods and start shelling the space. $2,500. Yeah, cheap black boats. I mean, we saw in the in one of the first games here when it was Grit against Olaf. Black boats are very good blockers. Mega tanks are built more in high funds. In standard and fog, you build them when you're trying to save a base. But when it comes to having to send them out to traverse the map, they have definitely weaknesses. Urban Blight stalls a property and does damage. Ooh, and kills a medium tank, so that's something. Ooh, actually kills off a lot of units with the boost. Very nice. Okay, well, I think there's definitely a weakness here for this poor rocket. is not going to be able to hold its ground. In fact, I think both of these bases are going to fall. Rocket goes down. Tank decides to go down here for some reason rather than clear everything out. I guess these bases have not technically fallen yet. And Killerjays is doing a really good job of targeting down those infantry. And yeah, I mean, at this point, comm tower is falling, and HQ's probably coming next. Yeah, the hyper upgrade is decisive. It's a very good power. And very well played. I think both players did an amazing job actually defending these bases. It's very rare that both are able to fight it off like that. Got Subbie-I against djbarks. Smaller. Yeah, that's fine. Got Adder against Koal. So Koal has some play on this map. There's certainly some roads that you can utilize. Koal is better on this map than Adder. Whoa, habits with the statements right there. We'll see if either player goes for the base skip. Looks like Subbie-I is not going to use this base to go for the neutral. Okay, no base skip down here. No base skip up here. So we have a much more standard game. The base skip is definitely better for player 2. It's where you complete this city before moving on to this base, which means you miss out on a buy, but you get enough money to build a tank a turn earlier. Or maybe it's better for player 1, I don't know. Habits with such a spicy take that it's so spicy, he doesn't even realize how spicy it is. Okay, we have a delayed recon from Koal, which is very weird. Usually when you want to build a recon is as soon as possible, or you can go tank and then recon. In this case, I guess it's going to be recon and then tank. Okay. But the recon is here in time to interrupt this capture. Very annoying. And this tank actually does not make it there to stop it. So this capture has to be delayed. The recon's already gotten some value. And now it gets to sit on the city. Very cocky, delaying the city another turn. Ooh. Okay, Subbie does get this comm tower completely uncontested, and then sends this infantry in to prevent this one, while having both tanks, actually all 3 tanks, dedicated to this front. Ooh, djbarks decides to continue with this capture. And then just send these, I mean, there's very little defenses over here, so this comm tower should be pretty easy to take away. There's a base skip with 3k in the bank, which is pretty rare. The recon did finish off this infantry. Well, this gives the comm tower to djbarks. Instead, what you can do is use the tank to hit from this tile so that this infantry can hit. Probably knock this guy down to 2. I guess. Actually, this must be a pretty low set. Yeah, I mean, it's delayed it for even longer. Econ getting its value in there. Center cities have a lot of pressure being put on them. Double base skip. So I guess this base was skipped last turn to set up for this tank copter buy with double base skip. So that's 3 units, 3 infantry that Koal is going to be missing out on so far. So we'll see if the vehicle investments are going to be worth it. You can see, even though djbarks has been doing pretty well, kind of fighting wise, already down 4 infantry, although at the end of Subbie-I's turn. And this force is going to run out of steam really quickly because there's no reinforcements on the way. Does kill off that tank. Sends this copter up. We have copter chains into copter chains here. Another base skip. So all of the base skips are going to hurt a lot because you're kind of investing in the future of getting more vehicles so that you like kill more infantry so that you get up in infantry. But if you do all these base skips, you make it harder for yourself to get up in infantry. It's kind of like they got to kill one of your infantry for free. The adder power being busted out here. Probably should have used an infantry to stop this capture, but that's fine. It is at 6 health and just needs 4 more. Tank is free to harass over here. Adder's actually up 3k right now. Yeah, the tanks get brought in. I imagine an anti-air is getting built yet. And another tank. We got the forced march. It's going to allow this copter to one-shot this other copter, and then I guess this 3 health copter is going to do something. Big old infantry fight. Does get this city. I like the recon being sent over here. It's just infantry fighting infantry. Oh, this is a good... Mr.GreenSuit's a fan. Oh no! Definitely need to move this 3 health copter first so that this guy can hit from the road. Kill off this 8 health one. Instead, an infantry had to be used. That's an interesting play. It was attack, and then join, rather than cap and then join. Okay. So, the city did go to djbarks, but Subbie-I's still up 2k. There's plenty of targets to hit here. Good smack on that copter. Probably wanted to just stay here when you attack with the copter. You're closer to the anti-air. You're shielding one of the sides of this tank. I'm not quite sure why I went here. That makes it easier for this copter to hit you and then cover that with an anti-air. Subbie just barely out of range of capturing this cop tower. Got a big old infantry fight joins these together, sure. Makes it a very healthy 8. the vehicle force has shown up for djbarks, so Subbie-I's looking to be in some trouble, but it looks like some reinforcements are on. So long as the comp tower doesn't fall, probably fine. Yeah, the middle looking very good for Subbie now. djbarks had to retreat pretty far. Another double base skip happened. Just trying to keep the copter count up, I guess. There was a side slip used here, but I'm going to assume that was mainly for defensive purposes. Just to have stronger stats. Joined to take the city, okay. Anti-air does go down in the middle, which is, you know, a little sad. But there is another one on the way. Subbie does manage to get both comm towers, and the tank is able to continue its harassment. Another city falls. The 1 health kills the 1 health. The tank kills the copter. Infantry backing up, so now the right's looking much better for Subbie. God, this anti-air going to be brought in here, I assume. I think this guy might have needed to move right here, otherwise they can clear your infantry and then hit the anti-air with a tank. That's okay. At this point, being up 3k for so long and so many base skips is going to make it so that djbarks is not going to be able to get much done here. I mean, there's going to be a decent attack here, but after the attack, there's so few infantry that can't really capitalize on it. I imagine we're going to see a side slip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can go around this way and interrupt the capture. Just goes for the recon instead. I would probably interrupt the capture. I would definitely use this anti-air over here. I guess it's a little awkward to find their way to like the 9 health copter. You can definitely go around, kill the 4 health, bring this guy down to hit the 9 health copter. But yeah, defending these captures against this copter is also fine. And just use the copters in general to fight over here. Yeah, it's fine, it's fine. I would just be most worried about that kind of maneuver. This capture, the HQ capture, is not gonna happen. There's two sides available to interrupt it, but at this point, it's kind of djbarks' only avenue to getting something done or to getting a win in the game, as most of the units are being cleared up. And there's a huge income advantage to Subbie. djbarks just skips the turn. And Subbie is able to clear up a lot of stuff, and then djbarks just resigns. Copter when? So a lot of these games have no T-copters involved. There's definitely some like positional stuff that I think was hampering Subbie, but overall the commitments seem to be all right. I can understand the appeal of one day just tons and tons of battle copters. We have Stealer versus CrabQueen. I hope it was the right one. I'm in for a game. The furnace. I'm sorry, the furnace is far away now. This is indeed going to be the last game, so I might have to go through this a little quick. We'll see how this goes. I did notice on this map that there is a pretty aggressive maneuver you can pull as Sami here. If you do a day 1 base skip and as player 1, just go infantry, and then next turn you go here and build an APC. You actually drop yourself off over here in range of the HQ, and if they do not move on their first turn to like go for this capture, you will just take their HQ, and there's nothing they can do because you can block one of the sides off with the APC. Oh, well, okay, there we go. We have the infantry bot, and this is going to be the turn that you have to react on, is you don't see this infantry from this base. So you just send this guy to this capture, and then you're not going to end up completing this capture. You're going to be stepping by onto this mountain, and then you're going to be stepping onto your HQ just in time to stop the HQ rush. But yeah, moving down here is going to doom you. Even if you build a recon as fast as you can, you will not be fast enough. The recon will be able to get a hit on, but it'll be a Sami infantry capturing. Like the recon can happen next turn. You could have base skipped. You can base skip recon here, but it's not fast enough. The recon then moves up here, and it'll be able to get a hit off. But the infantry that you can bring to help with it won't be able to hit because the APC will stand here. So the recon would be able to smack this infantry. However, a single recon hit does not actually stop the HQ cap from Sami, so the game just ends. Yeah. If you have both bases and the recon heading towards the middle, then that would work. But you can also stop this. Just make sure you go to this again. Well, you just see this day 1 base skip, and then you just step to this property, and then you step on, and then they move here and they build their APC. And then you go here, and then they load into their APC, they drop off here, and then from here you just step onto your HQ and you say nah, you can't actually stop it. You can't actually capture my HQ, I'm standing on it. But if you go to the airport first in response to this day 1 base skip, you can no longer make it onto your HQ in time. What's the ideal CO for this map? It's probably either going to be Andy, Rachel, or Kindle. They're usually going to be the 3. But here you go. The drop off, and at this point, it's too late. You can see here, Jess tries to interrupt this cap. This is tier 3, yeah. So it's very weird that CrabQueen ended up going Jess, but they might like Jess. But GG Steeler, you got the Sami HQ cheese. It's a very nice one to end the stream on. I will leave you guys with an apple. And I hope you have a good one and a good night.